Okay, I'm bringing it up. Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great.
Good. Well, welcome out
Hey.
after
Hey,
a
man.
break. Hey, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
What is
What's
this?
happening?
I don't know. Welcome back to episode 78, everyone. We're back after a week off. And you might have seen during the opening, we were just talking about Tomato. Tomato has new art. Welcome to the Sad Award arc of the campaign.
Oh.
Wait,
Oh.
look, can you link the art in the chat?
Yeah, I wanna see the art.
Tomato, can you link the art to your...
The only thing I have on hand is the full drive to like 8 different versions of it. So that's what you get.
That works.
Because that's all I have.
Like,
Yeah, new Sad Award
Yo,
art.
wait,
oh,
it's sick.
that's awesome.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
Damn,
Yeah, Mariah did a good job.
that's really cool.
It's super awesome. So yeah, that we now represented in game. Anyone got anything they want to shout out before we kickstart into the game today?
No.
Nothing happens.
Why you made a face like you were waiting for someone to be
No,
like,
it's because Bree did this face. Bree did this.
I was trying to think if there's anything.
Yeah. I love when people
Bree,
look
make
up
something
when they
up,
try
come
and
on.
think. You know, like they're looking into their brain.
I'm looking into my brain. There's nothing there. Trust me.
It's this really
Hang on,
strange
wait a
thing. So many people do it.
It's just an empty room.
Yep, definitely nothing to announce. It's empty.
Not a single thought.
But then, okay. Then it is time for the recap and kicking into the game. I did say, right as we got started today, that because I forced Shane to do it last week, Shane, being the holy cleric of the group, will now bless someone else by telling someone else to read it. He gets to nominate.
I was gonna say Dodger, but she's not here, so I'm gonna say OLG. I
Nice.
was gonna try to pick
Man, I
someone who
just
hasn't
put a
read it
raisin
very
in my
much.
mouth. Hold on.
And Bree always like suggests read it. And Tomatoes read it a few times, and even Sam volunteered once recently.
I was snacking. All right. Who looks like they're eating? I'm gonna pick them. Okay. I'm ready. Last we left off, we rushed to aid Elmo, resurrecting him with an expensive set of diamonds. It was really expensive, but totally worth it because Elmo is great. We witnessed Yule tear the eyes out from the avatar of Belamos, disgusting, and fly south, pursued by Omithus, who we realized is watching along. The halfling bard. Our path, however, turned into the mountains in search of the Krigven's long-forgotten home of Kongstal. Along the way, we went through this super long tunnel. It was real dark, okay, because I had my goggles of night vision. That part was fine. There were some creatures that I had never seen before, but I had this journal, so I totally remembered what they were all about.
gone, dude.
And then there was this huge flock of dire Corbies.
Could you please stick to the
Really
script?
fucking scary. Eventually, we arrived in Kongstal and were greeted by an elder who took Scold to the throne to begin planning his ascension to king.
I hate the way you read that.
All right, guys, as we're at the midway
I did
point,
it
we're going to
for
go ahead
you.
and take a break.
That's what you get when you ask me to read the recap, guys. Congratulations.
So, you're in the mountainous kind of fortress, almost city. It's not really designed like a city. It's more like a large town. It's built into the mountain itself with all these kind of enclaves around the sides of it. And a great long hallway that has stairs every probably like 100 feet or so that slowly ascend up and up towards where the throne is. Beneath the throne is a low volcanic kind of lava just pooling at the bottom. The throne sticks tall with wind brushing through the holes in the roof. Inside this great kind of malformed cave, the Elder has led you over towards the throne, the king's seat, the Kongstal. The Krigven pulls his hood down. His robes have several kind of almost runic stones that hold and weigh it down. He looks across you, Scold, and across the party. He points to a couple of Krigven who bring over a table and place it down. You're at the base of the throne. It's a large chair that goes up a long staircase, winding. He puts this rounded table in front of you. He unravels a map of Fjordhelm, not unsimilar to the one that you see on your screen. Weighs it down with 2 stones on the corners and looks up to you, Skold. If we are to make you king, you're going to have to win over the clans. One by one.
He nods.
He looks across to the rest of the group. How familiar are you all with Krigven?
Oh, very.
I just point at Scold.
I know him, yeah.
I've told them nothing.
How much do you want them to know?
He'll look at the group. All of it.
Very well. There are 6 clans of Krigven. All servants to the giants. Skold, the would-be king here, is of the fire clans. Those who serve the fire giants, craftsmen, warriors, armor smiths, weaponsmiths, protectors of the fire giants. The others, frost, hill, stone, storm, cloud. Each of these clans will need to be convinced to bring a king together. Some will be easier than others. You've already brought the Storm clan, though they are not too sure of it. You see, Krigven serve giants, but they serve them in different ways. The Storm giants left long ago, leaving their Krigven behind in the western mountains near the sea. Those ones you brought with you, you saved them from the dragon. You have their vote, Skold. The others? 2 I think you'll find easier. The Hill and Frost clans. The Hill clans have been serving under hill giants for years. Appeal to their honor, for they find not much of it traveling around with the less intelligent of the giants. The Frost appeal to their glory. The Frost giants care more for the Goliaths than they do for the Krigven. You'll be able to convince them of that. The Cloud giants we don't have much word with. They live in the highest peaks of the Kiln. They don't really interact with the other Krigven. I don't really send anyone down here to the elders in Kongstal. For them, we'll have to journey up to them. Likely have to appeal to their legacy. The Stone clan is where you'll find most of the elders. Less warriors. They're focused more on traditions, which you can appeal to. They care more for the art and the history of our people. We expected them to arrive when we called for a king moot. They haven't. They're down in the Fjells. We'll have to see them. The Fire clans have also not appealed. You can appeal to their strength. But they seem to say they have no interest in a king. I believe they're speaking with another. The clan's a gathering of fire giants.
I have a feeling I know who that might be.
Well, I can tell you, the Frost Giant representative arrived a little while ago. The Hill Giant just today. They're here in Kongstal. You'll be able to speak to them soon. Other than that, you're going to have to travel out to see the cloud, the stone, and the fire. You've got to bring them together, Skold. If even one of the clans denies it, there could be civil war between the Krigven. Can't risk it. Unite them.
No easy feat.
Never said it was. But from what I've heard, you've taken on a dragon. And many more.
Arguably an easier feat.
You're not wrong. Krigven are stubborn. They'll fight you with words, with brawn. You prove to be the strongest. They'll serve.
Okay.
So, where do we begin?
Well, we should probably seek out the fire as soon as possible before they meet with another. Gives the stone a chance to show up. Maybe they will.
All right.
I say we do that first.
Fire first. Appeal to your people. Well, before you head out for that, I'll gather the Frost and the Hill representatives. Feel free to come back in about an hour. They'll be here. Think about what you're going to say.
Okay. All right.
He turns to look at the map and starts planning. You can see he starts kind of taking out little pieces and placing them on the various points. Almost kind of, in his mind, designing what the war kind of could look like if a civil war were to break out. Kongsto is yours to kind of travel around, or if you need to go and have a moment. You'll see like the various Krigven and also a lot of Lokavat who are just traveling around and being welcomed in by the Krigven here. You can see there's a kind of an element of respect by a lot of the other Krigven. The Storm have kind of almost embraced the Lokavat, having seen the capabilities of Adelward and Scold together, but the other clans, a few of their representatives here are actually, and the elders especially, are treating the Lokavats like they are like their brothers.
The Storm were the ones that would hunt them, right?
Yes. So essentially,
Cool.
The Storm clans lost their giants long ago. They left long, long ago. So they didn't even really realize that they used to serve giants. It was before their time. Is there anything you want to do for now, or do you want to just go straight to the meetings?
I want to find the leader of the Storm Giants, the lady.
Yeah. You'll be able to find, her name is Leska. And you'd find her Leska. You'd find her kind of in like, there's like almost like a, when you go along, you'd find the various runes of like the Storm Giants, the Fire Giants. And you can see these are kind of almost hollowed out caves that they've designed to be kind of refuges of like where various like ambassadors might come from the clans, and they kind of haven't been lived in many years, since before there was before your people served giants so willingly. So you'd find this kind of almost Storm one, where a lot of them have kind of gone in there to start picking out homes, picking out places to kind of rest. They're putting down tables to put out food and drink. In that one in particular, when you go in, you'd find that there's kind of like a running river that goes through it around the center, and it's grated over it. And you can see there's almost a fountain at the end, kind of representing the storm, letting off kind of a mist into the room. You'd find Leska is sat there with a large, kind of almost like horn tankard of ale, sitting down, speaking to the others. She stands when she sees you enter. Scold, join us, this my king. Come. She clears off a couple of the Lokavat and Krigven who kind of move to a different table. All of you, join us.
Yeah, everyone's here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sits at kind of the end of this table. We only just learned we're part of the Storm clan. I think the history of our people is lost. So bloody long.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss, my friend. The chains that shackle us to the giants, they go deep.
They do.
Consider yourself lucky that you are freed from it. How are, your people?
Some miss home. We've told them, though. I've told them that we'll be here as long as Skold needs us. We'll be here to help you fight your battles. We'll be here to do whatever our king wishes. Once you're crowned, many of them will return to the Whisper Winds. But they will return as friends to the Lokovat. I have my word on that. Many of them see honor in what we're doing, and they're settling in well.
Good. That was why I was here.
He'll kind of look outward.
To broker an alliance with the Lokovat peoples.
I mean no offense when I say this. Be cautious around the Frost, Krigven. They're a little bit more temperamental. They might find that weak.
I intend to show them what weak is.
Have there been any issues so far with the Lokovat here?
Oxen keeps his people protected, and as far as I'm aware, the Krigven have behaved. Many of the Krigven also see you as a sort of avatar to your people. They dare not cross them. But most respect the Lokovat. They understand now that they're not all just weak. No problems yet.
Good.
We Krigven, we excel at protecting something. Always have. Be it a giant, our neighbor. We've seen how good a lot of fat people are at fishing and trade. I think they would be a fine ally and worth protecting.
Many of them are in our lower halls right now. Beneath the stone hall here, there are underwater fishing spots that go deeper than we can even imagine. They've already started diving them. Something we rarely did. Oh, at least by the elders' take on it. I see us prospering together. But
I do not intend for anyone to fight battles besides myself. However, I would like to look to you if any harm should seem like it was coming to a Lokovat to step in on my behalf. I trust your people.
I'll give you my word.
The other clans will need some convincing.
If there's anyone to convince him, it's you, my king. Unite the Krigven. And the Lokovat. She looks at Adderworld. Fjordhelm will be ours again. We'll be strong.
And man, if they want in on it.
And man, I suppose. Kind of glances over at, like, Fia. And also Timothy a little bit, like, kind of not really seeing much difference.
Maybe.
Just shrug.
We won't be starting any wars in your name. But if you do go to war with anyone, know our Krigven clans are behind you.
Well, let's talk of war. Your people are tired. Let them drink and eat.
We will. We also heard that there are swarms of flocks into the halls. We'll be patching those up in the next couple of days. Make those halls safer.
Yes. Yes. Fucking crows in the tunnel.
Fucking crows. She drinks to it. Well, you have our people.
My thanks. When I have assembled the leaders of the tribes, you will be there.
I'll be there.
I'll send for you.
I look forward to it. Strength, Scold.
Strength.
He raises tankard.
He raises it. She raises it as well, holding kind of it high into the air. Part of it sloshing over, and then she just drinks down from it, places it down on the table in kind of a horn rest. People will rest and be ready.
Okay. Guys, we should talk in private. I'll let you know my plan.
Okay.
Okay.
He'll excuse himself from the table.
Yep.
Hey Joe, quick question.
Yeah.
Like how big is Kongstol? Like how many people, Krigven, Lokavet, etc. would it hold?
You can
Like,
see in this
compared
hall
to other
alone,
places we've been.
you could compared to other places, it's probably the size of Albridge, as a massive kind of open cave. It's clearly like man-made in terms of it's been carved out and open that way. All of the various tunnels that lead off, some are bigger than others. Most of them are kind of carved to have like small homes and outlets. Or I mean, it depends on what kind of time. Comfortably, you could probably fit a good 100,000 people there.
Okay.
Maybe less, maybe like 70,000 people. Uncomfortably 120k probably, if you were to in terms of like a siege or something. But it is essentially like a small city. Okay, so you go off to one side, find a little private area.
Sorry.
I'm guessing everyone's with Skold.
Are you okay with this other one?
Yes, actually, I'm actually handling this remarkably well. I would
It's
say.
concerning me.
I have had a weird week or two. Had a weird one. Had a lot to think about. And, I mean, as far as this whole making you king thing is concerned, you sailed across the goddamn continent to help me. Might as well return the favor so I don't have to owe any favors in the future.
Huh. Well, the storm were the main perpetrators of hunting your kind, and that seems to have changed. I was worried about the frost, but they've given my word they'll protect them should anything happen. For now.
I trust them. I trust the one that we've been speaking to, at least.
The reason I suggested that we go to the fire giants first is, I believe we might find, some information as to, Magnathor and his ideals and destination.
Do you know who else they'd be talking to? Would it be Uwe? Are they talking to who's the other candidate?
I believe it to be the intended recipient of this belt originally.
Yeah. Shit.
His general.
We should definitely, yeah.
You don't think that person would be here in Kongstol, do you?
No. They wouldn't dare show up to Kongstone. But they're probably visiting the fire tribes one by one. His name is Haug. He was the intended recipient of this belt before he killed his master in those tunnels.
Right.
What an asshole.
So? He's the next one we need to knock out to get to Magnathor.
Yeah. How far do they live, or will it take us to get there?
It's a little far.
Tunnels again, or do we go over land?
No, I don't want to do tunnels again.
We can go
I
over.
really don't want to do tunnels again.
The tunnels are too hot most of the time.
All right. Okay.
I'm worried about our friend here.
Which talking
Who's
about
he looking at?
or like Almo, the one who
Yeah.
quite literally is not a fighter.
Yeah, Ammo just
Who's he
comes.
looking at?
Me?
No,
Oh. I was just
no.
going to stay here.
The one that can melt.
I'm not melting. I haven't melted. I'm not going to melt.
Melt. Catman said he wouldn't melt. You're gonna be fine.
Also, technically, I could also melt, just probably a little slower. So
yeah.
I'd probably just stay here. That's okay.
Are you made of wax? What are you trying to say?
No, I just think lava's very hot.
We
Basil.
could all melt, technically.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
You should come with us though, Stealth. Like, don't stay here.
No. He looked, there was a mess out there. He barely lasted 10 seconds without panicking. In that one fight, he can't handle it.
You know what, though? If you stayed here, you could kind of start writing everything that happened, right? And come up with, like, start composing, and then you would be here for, like, the king... Scold, what do you guys have a name for it? Like the voting for a king? Do you call it? Is there a cool name? The vote.
No.
Oh, Elmo, you could come up with a cool name for.
I just think I shouldn't really impose myself on a tradition of.
Yeah, no, but you could take notes and stuff, and then you'd have.
I'd rather just be an observer.
You take
I
the
just
history
think if
of
I make
it.
suggestions to things that could, like, where every single one of these people could kill me.
Yeah, don't do that part.
Best not to. I'll
You
just
should
probably
stay here,
find
sure,
a nice
though,
place
yeah.
to rest until you're back.
It's a good idea.
Do you feel safe here?
If your friend Skold gives the word not to kill me, I feel like I'd be safe, right? They don't eat. Do you eat human?
Not that we've seen.
Probably, honestly.
Desperate times.
They eat anything.
I think they're
Desperate
trying
times.
to freak you out.
Maybe
it's
I'll-
okay, Elmo.
Yeah, maybe I'll have a. Maybe I'll find a room near the front gate, just in case that's you think
Yeah,
they're
where the
desperate.
crazy, wild mole monsters are.
Go ahead and roll an
Yeah,
intimidation
funny.
check.
You're gonna make him want to come with us.
Well, my intimidation is a -1, so this should be okay. It's 12.
Yeah, but he's a regular
Basil, roll a
person.
persuasion check. We'll see whichever's higher is going to be the one that comforts him.
Oh, thank God.
17.
I think I'll be fine. I've spoken myself out of other situations. Also, I doubt if I'm... I mean, I doubt they're going to be very welcoming to a dragon arriving. So, I think I'll probably be safer
Yeah.
here than going with you, maybe.
Let's go.
Scold!
Please look after this human and keep him fed.
I think he's an elf, but
Oh,
We will...
what's the difference?
the ears, Skold. They have different ears. It's not that big of a
I
deal,
don't
I guess.
understand.
Such a nuance.
He stares at the ears.
Look after this elf.
Kind of pulls his hair over his ear.
Pinches his ear.
Yep. Thank you. I will keep them safe. No one will eat them. Unless things get really desperate. And you should see her kind of chuckling to herself. And he's like,
I think that's another joke. It's okay. They're not gonna eat
just
you.
on edge
She's-
after
she's
dying.
She's jesting.
Krigven humor.
They joke a lot
get
about
used to
eating
it.
people. It's
But then
really...
they also eat people.
Look at that
When does the
humor.
joke really stop?
Tries to elbow look Adelward, and then my elbow.
We
hurts.
tend to play into the rumors. It ensures that we're left well alone. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I just usually I'm a pun man.
Okay. Well, don't tell him you're a vegetarian.
Kind of pats him on the back.
Okay. I'll mostly stick to myself, just observe.
Make friends.
Oh, Elmo's very good at doing that.
Play music.
Basil.
They like music.
If one asks you to spar, though, I
Good
think that
music
means
though. Drums.
Something different
So
for them.
I shouldn't spar?
Don't. I mean, unless you're, interested. Winks.
I mean, you could probably use to learn a little bit of combat after
No,
what happened.
Hey, he held his own, all
He
right.
crawled up a wall.
Yeah, he
I
climbed the wall.
did
Crawled
what
up
he
a
was
wall.
told. Okay.
Crawled up a wall and then he got scared of going any
Elmo,
higher.
don't listen to them.
Might change
They're
some of
just-
those details in the song.
He went up about 10 feet and then got stuck.
I wasn't stuck. I was just
No, it's
waiting.
just everything happened fast. That's all.
You dealt
By
with
the
those
time
things
you
rather
got
quick.
10 feet up, it was pretty much done.
He was where he needed to be, and he inspired some of us. So
Thank you, Basil.
Yeah, so whatever. It's fine.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Spar with you, whoever you wish. Alma, I'm sure if they're drunk enough, they will acquiesce.
Right. Okay. I'll get to sparring, I suppose. Should I leave you to your strategy, just in case? What if I get captured and they try and divulge it from my mind?
We're leaving. There's no strategy.
Yeah.
Oh. Right. Well.
Yeah, that's it.
Good luck out there.
Good luck in here. You're fine.
Yeah.
Go,
Starts backing away from him.
go get him.
Yeah.
Basil's gonna like hesitantly like give him a big hug just because last time we saw him he fucking died. So
Yeah.
he's
He
very
pulls you in
scared to
tight.
leave him alone.
And he whispers to you, especially you, be careful.
You too. All right, we'll see you back in no time. I'm
I'm
sure.
gonna get like,
See you soon.
I don't know, 30, 40 feet away, and then I'm gonna be like, wait, hold on. I'm gonna run back to Elmo, and I'm gonna give him some money just in case he needs it, because I don't know if he has
That's
any.
smart.
Like, I don't.
Oh.
I'm just worried.
Oh my
Here.
god.
Yeah, I don't. Just in case, right?
I mean,
I don't know.
Struggling musician, I would take it. How much you give
Yeah,
it?
here. I don't know how much would he need. Do we even see any shops? I don't know. If he is just
You haven't
like,
seen
oh,
any
shit.
like actual shops. No, it's not really like a.
All right.
It's more of a kind of almost like a stronghold.
Scold specifically said keep him fed, so he shouldn't have to pay for anything.
feel
you can just give
really-
him money.
Really bad that he died. So I'll just hand over like 50 gold because I just feel bad.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
He puts it away in the pouch.
Okay.
It's very generous.
Yeah. All right. Stay safe. You're going to be fine. We'll be back.
Go
All
get him.
Bye.
He heads back into the room. Okay, where do you want to go now?
Well, we need to go back, right? It's been like an hour. Or
Yeah, if you want to go back over there to meet the Frost and Hill. Over by the table area and up near the throne now, you can see a couple more Krigven. There's a couple of guards in the back. The way you can see the difference between the clans is in their appearance. You'd see that the Frost leader who's kind of stood there, he's broader and taller than all of the other Krigven around him. Nearly as stocky as Scold. And they have like a slight bluish tinge to the end of their fur. And their necks grow out like almost like lion's manes. They go around, and the fur kind of sticks out almost like icicles. You'd see that one kind of broadly stands at the front, a couple in the back behind. They don't wear much armor. They're more like barbarians. You'd see the ones behind him have like an axe over the back. One has a great sword over its back, just standing. But they look smaller compared to him. The hill giants, however, they've kind of got more of a almost like a grizzly bear feel to them. They've still got lots of white patches of fur as it's kind of their origin, but you can see the kind of darkened fur from traveling in kind of southern lands and being around hotter temperatures. So they kind of come across as more kind of brown and patchy, along with like these kind of almost like a very shorter, kind of softer face as well, like it's a little bit more flat. You can see one who's kind of stood at the front of the table, no guards near. They both look up, and the elder kind of looks towards you, Skold. Ah, and here's your would-be king, the one going for the Kongstar. See the Frost Krigven turns his head towards you. Huh! So you're the one who thinks he could be king, eh?
Scott will take the Krigme off as he approaches and place on the table in front of them so they can inspect the belt. It's works. It's craftsmanship.
He lifts it and looks at it. Looks across it. The hill giant, she looks across this. I don't need to see the belt. I trust the elders when they say it's the real deal. Well, I don't know much about crafting, but it looks like it's one of your make. I came all the way here from the Eastern Mountains.
My thanks.
Well, was it worth it? Because I'm hearing that you want to break away from our giants. What can you offer me that a giant can't?
What's the giant offered you lately?
If a war was to break out, and they were hunted, we'd be right on the front lines. The Frost Krigven, the strongest, everyone knows that. Kind of pulls his head up.
Right? Who are you protecting?
Few Frost Giants, alongside some fucking Goliaths.
Right.
Better than protecting them, though. Looks at Adderwald. Was this you're trading out giants for fucking weaker, smaller beings?
That one. Weaker.
Doesn't look
If you
much
wanna
to me.
If you want to spar him, by all means.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Huh. Got a tongue on him. I'll kill your
When
friend.
I killed Nithrax, there wasn't a Krigven in my side, there was a Lokavat.
That's why I came. I was gonna turn down the offer, but then I heard you killed a dragon. It was worth the venture at least. My people want war.
With who?
Wherever your enemies are.
What if I told you that our enemies are giants? What if I told you you're gonna have to make a choice between the giant behind you or the children beneath you? Your family to your left and your right. Who would you pick?
Family.
So would I. That's why I'm here.
Your choices could lead us to ruin.
How much do you know about Magnathor?
Little. The name mostly.
And you know the fire giants are gone.
Heard your giants left.
That's right, they did. All gone they are. I found out where they went.
Where's that?
Home.
This is our home.
Apparently not.
Huh. You're telling me the fire giants just abandoned you?
Compelled, maybe. But yes. At the behest of Magnathor. Their mission, to cull the weak. Krigven, Lokavat, human, doesn't matter. We bled for them. We gave everything for him, and we still have to this day. And they threw us aside. What's to say yours won't do the same?
The hill giant looks up and says, well, we've heard they already are. He kind of glances straight towards her and then looks at you. In truth, they do care more about the Goliaths than they do for us.
Well, then they've made the mistake of picking the weaker guardians, haven't they? Let them see the error of their ways. Join me.
We turn our back on them. We join you. Any battle you fight, I want the Frost clans at the front. The vanguard. We charge in first.
The Frost clan is under your command, now and always. I'm not looking to take it. I just want Krigven to look out for Krigven now. Too long with them giants hid behind us. The ones who've deserted us seek to harm us. And if the ones we still protect won't stand up for us, I don't think we should stand up for them. Gotta look out for ourselves now.
Alright. You go to war with giants. maybe the Frost will do the same. If the fire giants, if they gave their word to you, because we won't be upcasted by a bunch of fucking fire giants. Fire clan.
I'm leaving to see him tonight.
If they give you their word, we'll give you our word.
All right.
All right. I'll be here before you get back then. Until after.
Hill? What of your people?
She looks across at you. The Hill Giants. We've served them for a long time. But they're brain dead. Simple. We serve them because we were told to serve them. Because my family, my mother, my father, my grandfather, generations have served them. I'm a lot easier to win over than the Frost. You bring back the glory to the Krigven. The Hill Giants will be behind you. Or at least those who serve them.
All right then.
Kind of just folds her arms.
Yeah, honestly, thought you had been done a while ago.
We didn't have anyone telling us to be. You're breaking
All right, then.
traditions. I can't say anything but I like it. Hill
All we
Giants are
do
back
is
to Scold.
inherited. Everything we do is learned from our mother, our father, our grandfather. We've been so set in our ways for so long we haven't questioned it.
I say fuck tradition. And long live the Krigven.
My thoughts exactly.
I'll send word. The Hill Clans will send many of their troops up here. We'll back you for your conquest. And Frost just turns his head. If it's the fire, we'll do the same. And he turns and walks. The elder looks at you.
Scold will turn to the group.
I think that went well.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Bit bummed I
great.
didn't get to kick that guy's ass, though.
Aw, maybe later.
Maybe later.
Yeah.
You could
Just
take
put him
him.
on like a list.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be embarrassing for him.
You would have
Right then. Looks like we need to talk to fire doubly so.
Yeah.
Well, we've provided transport for you. You'll be having mounts.
What?
We have various of our mounts. They're rock climbers. You would know the creatures as a couple of Krigven kind of bringing them across. You'd see these kind of crab-like giant legs coming out of them. About the size of like a large horse. Very kind of loads of about maybe 10 eyes underneath like a shadowed shell. All just kind of open wide looking at you. Little kind of tiny pincers coming out.
I don't like them.
You'd see
Don't judge a
their-
book by its cover.
You'd see the saddle is it's almost like a hermit crab. They've designed a saddle so it lives inside of it, but doesn't really realize it's a saddle. So you can see they're kind of shaped to be like seats on top of them. They kind of bring their little homes over towards you. You'd know.
Oh, that's so cute.
Hi, Dodger, how you doing?
Hi, I'm sorry. This is my first contribution. Oh, the bug mount's adorable.
Yeah,
Continue.
they're essentially large crab mounts. I actually can't remember what I call them because I've lost my note for it. Where is it?
Crab mounts.
We'll just call them crab climbers for now. Essentially, though, yeah, they're designed to kind of fit Krigven and whatnot. You would see them Scold as like a... you know that the Frost clans usually use them, and the way they're found is they blend in. When you're traveling across icy terrain, you might find a giant rock, like icy rock, but often you'll find one of these crabs underneath it. living inside this home. So what they try and do is they try and find them, take the shell off, and then put their own saddle shell on for them to live in. And they're very good climbers.
Excellent.
To the Fire Clans, then.
Ah,
These things will get you there fast on the outside. The rest is up to
How many
you.
days travel is this going to be?
On this thing, you'll get there in a day and a bit.
What?
Maybe even under.
They like. Can we say hi to them?
I wouldn't
I'd
put your
rather
hand underneath. They mostly need anything we give them underneath there. Rocks, debris, anything.
but if it doesn't know you're up there, it's probably better.
He points to the top of the saddle where you can see these kind of two little presses where they've almost got like some of their shell goes up. Press them on the shell on the left side. We'll turn them leftward. Right. You can direct them via that.
Cool.
Does it look like my legs will reach?
You only be lifted up onto it and you'll be pretty small on the saddle. They are built for up to large creatures. They're quite big themselves.
Can I ride with one of you, maybe?
Yeah. We can double up. That's fine.
That's it. They're called nomad rock treads. So
Aw.
you'd see they kind of bring out, because there's what, 7 of you? They'd bring out, I think about 5 of them. So a couple of you can double up.
Oh,
I think Timmy will ride with Aaron.
I was just gonna say, wait, I forgot about Aaron, I guess.
No, I didn't. There's 7 of you.
No, I know. I meant like as we were trying to figure it out. I forgot that he existed. Of course,
Yeah,
they could
I didn't
double up.
forget.
They're best friends.
Yeah, you could climb on one with Aaron, and then there'd be one other person to double up as well.
Sweet.
Okay. You'd find as you kind of climb onto these things, they kind of nestle into it. They don't really seem uncomfortable at all. They can be like led easily. You see, they're kind of holding up like, essentially like almost like a stalagmite. The ones who lead them across, and they kind of follow after it. So he puts his hand under, and you hear as they munch down the rock. If you're going to feed them along the way, they eat rocks, they eat grass, they eat anything. So.
Got it.
Well,
All right.
Well, let's get to it then.
Thank you.
I'm assuming Scold would be in the front, and the rest of the crabs would follow the lead crab.
yeah,
So you just
yeah,
start
a large
taking
one
them
right
on
at the front. Yeah, yeah, almost kind of like the kind of lead alpha of the group. You'd see the kind of other crabs, scurry on behind it, and you're able to lead it out. Kongstol kind of travels all the way down. You now go towards the great front gates, which you can see are open now. The breeze and the winds coming into it, leaving like a soft layer of snow on the front entrance. But these massive kind of, almost like very ornate doors, huge, almost dwarven in its design, built by like fire. You'd almost recognize them because they've clearly been designed by fire Krigven and fire giants. On the outside of them, you can see almost giant runes carved to be kind of imprinted and pop out across the doors. But you'd be able to travel out into the cold snow onto the trail towards the Fire Clans.
Nice.
With mounts, it's not going to take long at all. So you probably get there within a day and travel kind of fairly safely as well.
Sweet.
As these things are pretty fast. As soon as you kind of get outside and you kind of give them a bit of direction, the feet scutter. You can see the saddle is designed to be on facing forward, but you're on the side of the crab and they move sideways. So you can kind of see them scuttering along the ground.
Motion sick.
Well, you're not facing sideways. You're facing forward.
Okay.
So you're kind of seeing the side of their legs.
Got
They're
it.
going sideways, but you're facing forward towards it. You'd see they pick up pace pretty fast. And where you've got your legs in, you've got almost these like slight inlets, so you don't fall out. So your feet are kind of pushing side to side. It's a pretty uncomfortable to ride for those who are not used to it, as it's quite a stony mount with very little in the way of padding. But it's pretty secure. You'd see whenever they come across a hill, they'd go straight across it, and you'd like fall to your side a little bit. But like the design of the saddle is there to kind of keep you in your seat. But they're all kind of all terrain, going across all the sides of the mountains and the hills alongside of it, kind of ascending rocks and everything. You'd be heading to the eastern portion of the kill. Is there anything you guys want to do on your travel there?
I definitely do think it would be good if we get a rest in before we arrive, especially if people are thinking we might bump into some big, scary enemy guy that I personally
Good idea.
am not super familiar with. But
Yeah. Scold would probably camp before we got there anyway to brief everybody about the fire giants and the fire clan.
Yeah, you'd find like tree lines nearby. The Stigwood is nearby, so you can kind of go on the northern edges of those trees. For the most part, Skold, you know the Stigwood. It does have some dangers, but it's probably one of the safer parts in Fuelhelm because the snow elves pretty much patrol it. They stick to themselves, but it's kind of seen as a bit of a protected sanctuary forest and a great one. So you'd be able to find like a kind of a safe portion just on the northern side of it. Under some outlets of some trees, so you can have some cover from the winds. Going at kind of a moderate pace, so you can get your rest in. It hit early evening. The kind of clearing you found, you'd be able to kind of tie up the rock treads to like various kind of rock areas. You'd be able to kind of like saddle them up against like a tree, and you just see as they kind of wait there, they just start picking up anything off the ground, just eating it. You hear just the crunching sounds constantly from them. But it is night, and you are camped on your way to the Fire Clans.
Sorry, I just saw the fucking stream poll and it's just like harrowing.
Yeah.
What did it say?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Worst way to become king, and the answer is marrying your grandma with 42 votes.
Best way was big hat, right?
A big hat makes you become king. Yes.
So
Goes frantically
On that
rewriting
note-
everything.
You crushing it, mods.
Yeah.
Skull would point up the mountain. Our intended destination is up there.
Okay.
all right.
It's a
Are there-
volcano, although you can't tell from the outside.
Nice.
Well, if I'm going to find out I can melt, I guess it'll be.
You're not gonna
easy
melt.
there.
It's gonna be fine.
We won't let that happen.
You're definitely
I'm not
gonna
entirely sure if you can or
I don't know how we would stop.
that happen.
It's
I
gonna be
can do it.
fine. You're
I'll,
not
sure
gonna-
I'll
that's
figure it out.
You know what? I've been thinking about it. I have an idea. It's gonna be fine.
If you melt, I can control water and like sort of give you a form.
yeah,
for a
like
little bit.
it'll look like you. Still, it'll just.
And
be
I could
more liquidy.
animate that water and make it come to life.
It's gonna be fine. You're not gonna
And giving
melt.
your personality. So it's
I
kind of
mean,
you.
if I melt, I think my brain melts with it, and then I die. So that would.
I think if I just, like-
just kind of be a puppet.
If I just like shoot cold air at you, you would refreeze. It's gonna be fine. It's all figured out.
You're Everfrost. You can't melt.
Yeah. Also, it's literally like it's in the name, right? It's the reason that
Ever.
like the whole Winter Fair has winter, and it's you're fine. Nothing's gonna melt you. Definitely not.
When
like a regular
she says it,
volcano.
I don't feel good about this at all. You keep like reiterating that nothing is going to melt me over and over again.
It's gonna be good. Skold,
So, what's up?
is there like what's the most populous clan? Like what's the biggest one? Is it Fire? Is it like
I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. Most of the clans have kind of been pretty insular with each other. It's the elders they mostly contact.
The greatest warriors are considered in Frost and Fire. And they're often at odds.
makes sense?
Fire is where I'm from.
He like gestures to like the runes in his fur.
Forge masters, metalwork, armor, weapons. They're how do I put it? We think we're better than everyone else.
Just nods like I get it.
There's going to be a lot of attitude. And more than likely, we'll need to prove our strength.
Did he leave on good terms?
Yeah? Yeah. I was sent to find our lord. It was decided that I was the most capable warrior traverse the land alone. So, they're expecting me to come back and, either bring a giant home or bring news of a giant home, and instead I'm going to be telling them to abandon the giants altogether. I don't think that's going to go down very well.
Well, it is news.
Yeah, when you put it like that, it doesn't really sound great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not great, but like the head of them is trying to like kill everyone, right? So that's gotta count for something. I mean, like the reason Nithrax was even here is because of Magnathor and Yule, so he thinks everyone's shitty. That's gotta, like, wouldn't they rather know the truth?
Yeah, but you've got to understand that all the Fire Clan knows, Eald, the Eald, is serving the Fire Giants. And if fucking this Uven has come in first and said, I know where the Giants are, they're fine, they require your service, it's going to be a hard sell to a lot of them.
Wait, should we be like prepped to show up and no one's there?
Oh, they'll be there. They won't leave the forges.
But we know that he betrayed his giant. Like you have the belt.
Yeah, but they don't know that. Well, they know Droghild might be with Magnathor, sending them well wishes. We just have to be prepared for the eventuality. And the reason they won't have left is because they won't leave the giant lairs undefended, unprotected. They were sealed away when they left. We need to get inside. Now, if they refuse to cooperate, it's going to be really hard to get inside. So
No offense, but I don't feel super comfy fighting like, I don't know, even 20 Scolds.
Nah, I'm good. Like
I'd rather not.
There's no Scolds in the Fire Clan. I'm the Skold in the Fire Clan.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, right? Like,
You've been away from home for a while. What if there is?
How long? What has it been?
Yeah, what has it actually been in
4
canon?
seasons?
Yeah, it's probably been from when you first left was like a couple of months, and then the actual journey altogether here has probably been a good few months. So
Plus the month in the Fable.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Month.
you're probably
Time skip.
it's probably been about 6 months.
I mean, we've grown a lot in the past 6 months.
If they don't want to let us in, what do we?
I'm a lot stronger than I was when I left. And I was
mean-
the strongest when I left.
What do you just like challenge them?
So this is kind of just like we show up and like bop, bop.
Well-
Sort of just take anyone who complains about it down kind of situation.
I mean, I would like to avoid it. Trying to
Right.
win their loyalty.
Well, knowing you, they'd honor strength, yeah. It's not a bad idea.
They do want a strength. That's what I'm just saying. Be ready.
Okay.
Especially you, Adawan.
Oh, I'm ready. Oh, I'm really down with this. You gotta understand. I'm still working through a lot of stuff, you know? It's gonna be good for me.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Yep.
we'll show up in the morning. They'll either let us in or they won't, and we'll know what to do from there.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could let ourselves in for sure. If they don't.
Yeah. All right. It's gonna be fine. Just tell them what happened.
Yeah.
Be strong in the telling. They'll listen to it. Be all good.
Scold is chuckling at this. Just tell him what happened.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, like, I don't know. You sometimes listen to reason.
It's I'd say he makes his own reason.
I think I've grown a bit on my journey.
I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah.
And Elward makes a tiny hut and fucking climbs inside of it.
Such a loner.
I'm gonna look at Basil. It's still early in his journey. Maybe he'll learn too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to
It's
sleep.
okay to not
He
tiny
can
hut
hear
every
everything.
time.
Yeah. Totally. She
I mean,
fully
I'm going
is
in the
aware of
tiny
that.
hut. It's cold out here.
How long
You
have
get to
we-
the tiny hut and you bounce right off it.
Oh
my
God.
That's
Exclusive. Yeah.
How long have we been away from like? Oh my gosh, make words. How long has it been since we left our ship?
Good question. Couple weeks, I think.
Okay, before I fall asleep, I'll message Heartbloom
Okay.
just to let her know, like, hey, we're still traveling. Everything's great. Everything's fine. We're pretty far north, and I'm not really sure when we'll be back yet, but I hope everything is okay there. Okay, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, with it being kind of late-ish evening now, probably like 10ish. You get the image back, and you would see. At first, you don't realize it's Heartbloom, because you'd see her hair's kind of got various kind of braids into it. She's got war paint on her face,
Yes!
blue lines and kind of
cute.
runes drawn on. She's wearing kind of furs, and you can see she's holding a mug of ale, and she looks a bit groggy. And she goes, "Okay, Fear, it's boat night, so all of us right here. Cheers to you."
Oh my god.
And she cuts off. And you can see loads of the partying going on in the background, but they've fully embraced the town.
Nice.
Aww.
Okay. You'll rest up for the night and wake in the morning. You're pretty much undisturbed in this kind of northern part of the forest. Your
I'd like
mounts
to
survive.
use. Sorry, I'd like to use the dream catcher on Basil, Fia, and Aaron. So I'll roll the 2d4.
Okay.
What does that do?
So you guys get they get. I can name up to 3 people to get temporary hit points. So the 3 of you get 6 temporary hit points.
Ooh, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Badass.
Okay. As that 6, yeah? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How many charges is that you spent?
I think that uses all of the charges, but it takes 2 sleeps to recharge it. So I use it so rarely, I just kind of assume that it just gets recharged. But yeah, it has up to 5 charges, and you use all 5 charges if you do the temporary HP.
Okay. Cool. You wake in the morning, you have soundless dreams where you feel a little stronger than you see yourself as heroics, and then when you wake up in the morning, you're feeling better. You feeling stronger. You realize it's not a very kind of it's quite a quiet night. There's not many clouds in the sky. The sun is a little warmer out at this point, and not even a drizzle of snow. You can see where you've kind of slept has been quite comfortable. Your mounts are nearby. You can see they've kind of devoured half a tree now, just been eaten into the trunk together. And a couple of them are like resting. It almost looks like there's a moment where you'd almost feel like, did they run away? Because you just see these rocks leaning down against a tree, and then you see one of them stir and turn a little bit. But they are pretty much indistinguishable from rocks, if not for the shape of the saddle. But you wake in the morning, you're ready to set off. You heading straight there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we have like it in view, the place, I just want to cover. I will be casting Rory's telepathic bond on the group.
Okay. Yeah, you travel across the northern side of the forests, heading around to the eastern portions of the mountains. You can see, as you kind of come towards these mountains, plumes of smoke in the distance coming from the tallest peaks. You can see where the snow has kind of melted around it. An active volcano kind kind of stands in the center of this smaller mountains around it. There's a great bridge, almost like the one that goes up to Helm's Deep, but broader and much longer, that goes up towards these great big, massive kind of statues of Krigven and a fire giant that kind of leans over them. The giant's arms are kind of stretching open a massive doorway. Krigven are underneath. You can see the kind of, unlike, similar to what you saw in Kongstad, but unlike any other kind of designs, you see this such a massive display of kind of architecture and metalcraft. Only really comparable to that you'd see in Kaldavast. This is the fire giant's kind of capabilities. You see these great big kind of almost like arbalist stands of these crossbow entries into the wall, where rock has been carved out and these massive kind of ballistae stand out with obsidian fronts and spiked at the edges with these great bolts on top of them. A well-defended kind of clan city, if you will. Riding up that way, the Krigven here are all armored. Most of them wear kind of like chainmails or plates they've designed themselves, helmets. You'd see they have various designed weapons. Some of them carry 2 weapons, others carry shields, spears, axes. You just see an entire assortment. Some of them have helmets that cover their entire faces that are designed around them. Most of the armor looks like it fits well as well, as if they've all designed it perfectly for themselves. You'd see one of the armored Krigven at the front kind of looks as you're approaching. The gates are open. Which for you, Skold, when you left, you guys were mostly living in the smaller portions of the mountains underneath this bridge, having shut off the forges and the way to the giants. You now see that open. The Krigven looks towards you, underneath the helmet says, "Hold, travelers! Who comes up towards the fire clans?"
Scold would like clear his voice.
Scold of Eld.
So you turn his head and look to another one. The other one turns and walks inside. "Skold of Eld, you have returned. Yet I do not see a giant with you."
No.
Moments later, another Krigven kind of steps out of the clan. You recognize this is one of the ones you've been dealing with. His name is Fjald. And Fjald...
Why are the forges lit?
Fjald kind of steps out, looks to you. He's got kind of a matted beard at the front. Wearing kind of almost half plate that kind of broadens up on one shoulder and comes around almost like a shield on the front. "A better question, Skold. Why have you returned without your giant?"
My giant does not wish to return. And I'd wager neither did yours.
The giants have not returned, but we have hope. We have one that we are calling Lord. They ordered the forges to be relit. We're making armaments as we speak.
I see. I would like to meet with this lord.
You're in luck. They're routing the men. Looks across to your group. You bring with you non-Krigven. Who are these?
Companions. I've been traveling.
You vouch for them, Skold?
Yes.
Very well. He turns and heads into the mountain. The door's open still. You can immediately feel the warmth as you get closer from the great forges being turned on, the kind of heat emanating. There's like a slight fog in the air where you can see the steam is kind of mixed into it.
Skull closes his eyes and breathes in the steam.
It's a familiar...
Just like nostalgic for it.
Yeah. You can hear in the sound in distance of like lava hitting against water causing kind of almost like the sauna feel. Even though it's warm and uncomfortable against your fur, it feels like being at home. Stepping into the mountain, you'd see various kind of like carts being dragged around. More Krigven than you're used to in this kind of portion of the city, as many of them kind of split off into different portions of the mountains. all armored, all dragging around armaments. You'd see they go past you with like a great big kind of like a cart full of swords, armors, weapons. They're all kind of gathering. You hear one go, "Hurry up with that. We need to get here to hear what he says." You can see they're kind of rushing along, and as you're passing through into the mountain, you get to a point where you can see where the lower forges are. The pillars reaching towards the rooftops and the ceilings. And you'd see in the distance the great forge of the lower end of this city. Spiraling around, you'd see like lava flows that have been kind of designed and made, relit now, lighting up most of the room in this kind of cold red. You'd be passing through when you'd eventually get to a portion where you see you'd let go of your mounts, mounting them up, settling them to like a kind of a portion where they can kind of be put down. But on foot, you'd be pushing through until you get to a point where hundreds of Krigven are gathered. Many of them have their helmets under their arms, and they're kind of crowded round near one of the forges at the low end. And stood there in front of the forges, talking to the crowd, you would see a Krigven. Though it is not Uven.
Damn it.
You would see a Krigven that is very different from others. You can see he's got scales beneath his fur, and his mouth comes out a little bit like almost like a snout, almost. Very kind of almost reptilian in its design. His eyes great, with the pupils long like a dragon's. You can see his hair kind of mats, but goes into scales that kind of pull back on his ears. He stands at the top and kind of light, heavy. Well, it's like a light version of like plate armor, almost like a mithril in its look. Located in both his shoulders, which kind of spiral down to these kind of almost like burning embers on the edges of them. He stands there. On his right hand, you can see his hand is like malformed and turned into a huge like dragon's claw. In the other hand he has a hammer kind of rested on it. And he's talking out to the crowd. He looks across the entirety of the crowd and says, "And war is what you need. War is what you desire. Your Lord will bring it. Your Lord will make sure you eat well. All of you, every fire clan, together. Once the armaments are made, we will conquer." You hear like murmuring, and then a cheering kind of go off going, "Magnathor! Magnathor! Magnathor!" You can hear it kind of calling out across the crowd. And Krigven nods his head. One Krigven steps forward and goes, "How are we to know what you say is real? We have not seen the fire giants. How do we know they prep for us?" And he eyes down at him and says, "You dare question my word. So I need to prove my strength to you again. They are there. They are waiting."
So while he's talking, Skold will look down at Theo and be like,
Is he dragon? What is he? That's no Krigven.
I was gonna ask you if this was like a thing that happens.
That's not normal.
That's fucked up. Okay. Can I tell anything?
Go ahead and roll a nature check for me. Or an insight. Whatever's hard for you.
16. Nature.
They have a lot of features of a Krigven, but you'd also notice they have very similar features to that of a Dragonborn.
Okay.
You can pretty much deduct they're a half-breed.
Oh.
Red
Say
Dragonborn. You can see the red scales.
Okay.
When Hor comes to you, he will lead you to greatness. To all of the fire giants.
Skold will look back at his group and say,
This is gonna get messy.
and he'll start pushing his way through the crowd towards the stage.
See people murmuring.
Jeez.
Yeah, Lord follows.
Yeah.
See a few kind of going,
follow.
Skull, and then looking down at the rest of your group, kind of, you just hear like one's growling down. You see one kind of get into your face, Timothy, and go, as you kind of push him past.
Hog, the pretender. Hog, the coward.
You will murmur.
Hog, slayer of giants.
Who dares step out to challenge my word? He notices an
Scold of Yield.
This is the one I told you of. The one who killed Drohild and took the belt. The Uven stands behind you. You see them kind of murmur. What are you doing back, Uven? The dragonborn Krigven stands at the top. Just kind of
This is a story you are peddling, half-breed. At Hog's behest.
You have learned what we have. Magnathor is the lord of the fire giants. He called our people.
Magnathor is a traitor.
You hear the murmurs. You're an Uven. You're the traitor. Yeah, we've heard the rumors, Scold.
What rumors have you heard? I'm listening.
While this is going on, I just want to keep an eye on the speaker in case he looks like he's starting to cast any magic or anything.
You can see he's just standing staring with like a sly smirk on his face. The one who spoke up to him before looks at you. Scold. Doesn't call you by Uven. We heard. You went out to venture to find your giant.
Yes.
That you took that belt. Did you mean to take the kingdom? Did you want to defeat the giants?
I set out to find Krognar. And when I found a fire giant, he lay dying, betrayed by Haug. The belt was meant for him, but he forsook it for Magnathor and left his giant to die.
Kind of the whisper between the crowd. Roll a strength intimidation check. You're kind of, because it's kind of prowess you're showing off. You're not necessarily intimidating per se, but you're kind of showing strength.
20. Oh, that's a save, sorry. Oh, it's the same anyway.
It'll be the same, yeah.
Yeah.
You see them murmuring. With the 28, you see, and they kind of look up. You see the speaker. Enough. I've proven my strength to you all. I'm
Prove
Worm.
it again.
You challenge me? Scold Uven?
Call me that one more time.
Gladly, Uven.
Why would the Slayer of Giants kill Nithrax himself to free the Storm Clan?
The murmurs go around again.
Why would the Slayer of Giants have united the Storm, the Hill, and the Frost clans in Kongstong with one task, not war, but to protect Krigven? This half-breed feeds you lies, but if it is a test of strength you require, I will oblige you.
See a smile come across his face. I killed the last one who dared question my words. You challenge me to the death?
If you wish it so.
I'll bring Hog your head.
When I'm done with you, I'll add his to the collection.
kind of steps down, lifting his maul. You'd see his kind of maul's designed to be like a forge hammer. He carries it in his smaller hand. His great clawed hand kind of stands out. You hear one of the Krigven, "We have a challenge again. Ready the pits." You'd see as they kind of all start moving away, and there's this kind of rounded section with an empty kind of canal around it. It's about 20 feet on each side. We'll do it all in. This is all going to be like in our heads. Theater of the mind. You'd see this canal. They come over and they pull a lever, and you see lava goes and then pours into it, creating like a canal around it. They place a bridge to go over. Worm looks across at the group. "When I kill Reuven, when I prove he's a traitor, none better question me again. You will march with Horg. You will wage war on all of Velreath, and glory will be yours again, or you will die." He steps and walks up onto the rounded platform area. Steps to the end, scratches his claw down the hammer, and you see it kind of light with a slight bit of fire. This is a 1v1.
Aluard's going to cast Imbue Luck on Skold. Not at him.
I'll also send him a bardic inspiration.
You see a couple of the other Krigven are like dressing Worm, like putting like bigger plates on him as you guys are prepping your one.
Does Shield of Faith do anything visually?
You can do. Up to you.
I don't want it to. I want it to be sort of subtle.
Oh, actually, I'm going to cast Haste on Skold.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's...
Hell yeah,
kick
now we're
him up.
talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it look like I'm giving him a pep talk, but I'm
Yeah,
actually
save it until
giving
the
him
fight
Shield of Faith.
begins so I don't get stunned the second I walk in.
My Shield of Faith is 10
Yeah,
minutes. too, so
I'll
I can
prep
do that.
it. I'll prep it aiming at him.
Okay. Yeah,
Shield
yeah.
of
For when
Faith
it
and
goes-
haste. That's so much AC.
Get fucked up.
I'm gonna just keep watching the other guy. I'm not gonna cast anything.
Scold will turn to Adderwood.
Mm.
Do you want to fight?
What do you want me to? You want me to mess him up? I'll mess him up.
Do you want to
Hell
fight?
Yeah, I'll kill him. Kick his ass. Want me to fight?
Scold will turn to all the Krigven. This fake lord is not worth my strength. I send in a Lokovet.
Oh shit.
You see him kind of murmuring.
Fuck.
And she looks down towards you and goes, "I'll fight a Krigven, not some weak fucking being."
Beat the Lokovet and we'll talk.
I'll kill you both then.
All right, if we're approaching and I have like a chance to prep as I walk in, I'm going to cast Fire Shield on myself and then Tensor's Transformation.
Okay.
Scold will say to you as you walk away. Prove to them. Make every Krigven respect the Lokovet.
Should I like kill him or like?
Oh yeah.
Kind
Oh
of
yeah.
alive?
No,
All right.
kill him. Really
All right,
kill him.
full kill. All right.
Okay.
All right.
You stepping over the bridge onto the main platform area?
Yeah.
See the Krigven lift the bridge. There's now like a 10-foot lava span around it. You can fall in the fire, Lokovet. As long as you don't go past it, you don't lose. Otherwise, it's to the death.
All right. Perfect.
I'll make this quick.
Oh, we'll see about that, won't we?
I'm gonna have to ask you to roll initiative, please.
I will.
I'll add it. I'll add it manually because you don't have I don't have a map for this.
16.
Okay. Add awards 16.
Oh, my Shield of Faith is on you now, by the way. Since Skold didn't go in.
Okay.
My thing's being weird, but it's okay because it's pretty much only two of you in the thing anyway. You technically go first. So you step up there, you're kind of morphing with Tensor's transformation. You see him standing just ahead of you. He takes one step forward so he's not right next to the edge. Looks at you and goes, huh. Let's fight then.
Yes, let's. And then Adelward will, I guess, close the gap on him and immediately take a swing with his charged blade. He gets 3 hits because he has advantage and triple advantage, so that's a 28 on the first attack.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, that's going to be 9 damage plus Tensor's transformation damage, so another 14.
Nice, okay.
And then second attack, so that's a nat 20.
Very nice.
So that's going to be another 16 damage plus another 16 for Tensor's transformation.
Okay, so that's 32.
Yes.
Very nice. You just got him, slice him so many times.
Would Tensor's damage be doubled on the crit?
Yeah, I did double it. Oh wait, no, I didn't. That didn't roll the double.
no.
Okay, so
Oh, that
that's
didn't, so it's another
another 19 on top of it for the crit.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. That's 74 damage you've already done. You're just slicing him up several times. You just see his whole open
Incredible.
front just kind of starts bleeding heavily.
How's he looking right now?
I mean, you did a lot of damage to him already. He goes and looks down at you.
Scold places his maul out in front of him and just kind of leans back on it, smirking.
Okay.
Nice. So I'm not done. I still have my offhand swing,
Okay.
which is going to be a. Let's see here. I'm going to use my imbue luck because I was going to try to go for another nat 20. 29 damage.
29 to hit.
29 to hit.
Hits.
So that's going to be another 4 damage plus 19, so 23.
God damn. Okay.
This is gross.
This is a 97. 97 damage in one turn. Holy fuck. You're just like cutting into him.
That's Tensor's transformation,
You
baby.
see him bleed and he goes, my turn. And you see him draw back his breath. Ow. Can I please get a dexterity saving throw from you as he breathes out pure fire across you?
Okay, let me just double check
Fire, baby.
what my. I have something that edits my dex saves, I think. Oh yeah, it's my
The shield thing, yeah.
I have a +2 because of the shield. So I actually have a +3 on this, so this will be
Yep.
so yeah, it's an 11 on my dex save.
That fails. You take 21 points of fire damage.
Minus 25. Because I'm going to use Song of Defense and a 5th slot to
okay, so
just
you're gonna-
remove all my damage.
So you just see this as you just... You see Adaward stood on the stage and fire blankets over him. And then when it dissipates and the steam kind of rises up, you'd see this kind of magical shield go kind of fade off of him. He looks down and he goes... And then he's going to bonus action claw strike with you. His claw comes up to hit you. That's only a 13 to hit. You rolled low.
Oof, that
You see him
doesn't break
kinda
my
swing.
24 AC.
And he just moves to the side, clinking off of it, and you just see his claw go to one side. It's your turn
And
again.
he's going to take 2d8 cold damage, so another 11 damage from my shield.
Is that concentration?
No, Fire Shield is not concentration, which is why I can precast it before
all
Tensor's.
the time.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you just see him kind of actually -5 because it is he's a Krigven, so he kind of pulls back in and goes, you're tougher than I thought. It's your turn.
So it's my turn. I'm going to go ahead and take another scary attack. 18 to hit.
18 doesn't hit.
Ooh.
Okay. Attack number
Deflects it
2.
off.
25 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay, that's going to be 14 damage plus another 17.
Okay. Yep. You just cut into him twice again after he deflects the first one.
God, this poor guy. You don't want to get in a one-on-one with my character anymore. That is like the worst thing. And yeah, then I'm gonna harpoon blade with my offhand for 27. I really gotta figure out a way to do triple advantage attacks.
There's a macro for it.
Roll 20.
Roll
so
3 key highest.
27, 3 damage plus another 19, so another 22 damage.
22 damage on top. He's looking hurt. You've just cut into him. You've done 153 damage already, so you just cut into him again. Slicing goes. He looks down at you. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
He's now going to do his attacks. He does a Forge Hammer Strike. 12 misses. He's rolling low. That's a nat 20 on his second one.
All
right. You take 14 points. 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I'm Song of Defensing again, so that's 0 on the first hit there.
Okay. How much can that hold off? Song of Defense.
As many. It's whatever the amount
slot.
of the spell slot is. It's times 5 from that.
Okay. So you would still take.
If I use a 5th level slot.
Okay, I wasn't finished with the damage. You'd still take another 8 points of fire damage on top of that. Although you have fire shield, right? Does that make you immune?
I have fire shield. Yes. No, I have resistance.
Resistance. So you take 4 points of fire. So that go up to 28 total damage.
Okay.
So 25 can get knocked off by the thing. So you'd take 3 points of damage then, right?
Okay, which goes into my 50 temp HP.
Yep.
God.
You make a Constitution saving throw.
What?
Yeah.
What's his next thing he's doing?
Con save just for the to see if
Right.
you.
So my con
concentration.
is going to be a +7, and I have advantage on it. So yeah, I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, you just
on my
kind of
con
hold,
save.
keeping the tenses going. Your body kind of like almost like vibrating in front of him. He's going to go for his third attack. 17 doesn't hit you. Bonus action claw. 26.
Does hit me.
You see, he kind of brings his claw up after his thing misses. It's 12 points of slashing damage. Comes across you.
Okay.
Just brings his claw up. You get it kind of cut on the side. And
So
you go,
he hit me twice, so that's 2 sets of flame shield damage. So he takes another 16 damage from hitting me.
okay. Another con save as well as he brings his claw up against you.
Okay. 17, which is actually a 20.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You save once you kind of hold on to it with a slight cut on him. He's then going to action surge, so he can do his 3 first attacks again. 18 to hit. And nat 20.
Okay.
Which is only 14 points of bludgeoning damage mixed in with 8 points of cold damage this time.
I'm going to be using another Song of Defense on level 4, so I'm subtracting 20 damage from that.
Yep. The 8 cold damage doesn't even go through anyway because you're immune to cold. You're getting, you hear the magic kind of just burst off, stopping it. And then his third strike is a 25 to hit.
Yes.
And that's 9 points of bludgeoning and 6 points of lightning this time.
Okay.
So that's a total of 15 points. As he just brings it against you, just feel the electricity burst into you.
Okay.
Another Constitution saving throw, please.
I rolled 20 again.
He slashes into you, knocking you back slightly, like off your feet for a moment, and you kind of withstand it. And you go, oh, shit. You just hear him kind of mutter under his breath. It's your turn.
Yeah, my turn. I'm going to take another swing again. Oh, shit. Sorry. That, what about 20? Hit.
Yep, 20 hits.
Okay. 11 plus another 13, so 24.
Okay. He's looking very
I'm gonna
rough.
swing again for 28 to hit.
That hits.
And that's gonna be another 7 plus 21, 28 damage.
Do you want to describe how you kill Worm the Embersmith?
Ooh, I think Adelward just, like, straight through his chest with both spears extremely hard, and he just sort of freezes into a block of fucking ice, and Adelward just shatters him into pieces.
Yeah, you'd see this kind of... So on the stage, only passing is about... probably about 12 seconds in total, right? You go up there, you see Adelward just cut into him. You see him kind of slice and hit him with the fire, bring his hammer against Adelward a couple of times. Adelward kind of stays it. Cuts into him, then just drives his sword straight into the chest. And Worm kind of looks over and goes... Yeah, I'm not gonna die. He just looks down, just sees his whole body kind of freezing over. His mouth tries to pull out this kind of spark of flame. You see it kind of freeze in his mouth. His whole body goes over, and you pull your sword up. He shatters and collapses into the water around you. And all of the Krigven stare in silence and shock.
The only sound that can be heard is like Scold just slowly clapping.
And you just see all of the Krigven start beating their chest. And there's laughter in the crowd as well, because they didn't expect it out of you, and they all just look around. You just see some of them come over, and they pour these cooling waters. The steam just rises over, the lava just gets cooled down all around it. You're kind of masked in the steam for a second before it disperses, leaving you stood there. Outer ward stands Victor, with Worm dead in the background.
I guess Alokavat's your chief now. My fellow Yield.
Pass. Lord starts walking back to the group.
The one who spoke up before me. You proved he was weaker. Oh, more so you proved that the Alokavat was strong. You keep strong allies. But still, the words he said are true. Is Magnathor truly the king of the Fire Giants?
Yes. It's not a lie. But I fear he has omitted many details to you. Details I can divulge, should you wish to hear them.
They look to Adderward and then looks back to you. Technically, he's our leader at the moment. If he serves you.
And I just make him leader and just not worry about this ever again.
You can pass the mantle down.
Yeah, you can just have it. I don't want to go anywhere near this.
Yeah, me neither. Just appoint someone, I don't care.
You wanted me to just point at someone in the crowd?
You!
That's going to backfire.
Skold points at a random Krigman.
Random one? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see... What's him? Me?
Steve.
You're in charge.
I am honored and indebted to Skold.
Shut up.
And bows his head.
Magnathor is king of the Fire Giants. Our giants. The ones we've bled for, protected, and served. They are gone. They have abandoned us. Haug betrayed his own lord for Magnathor. Drohild, some of you follow him.
You see someone look down.
He had a special necklace around his neck that made him immune to Magnathor's influence. Those who follow him, likely you will confirm this.
They're not. He did. But we did not know what it was for.
I found him in a Krothic hive. He had been betrayed by Haug. And in his dying breaths, as thanks for saving him in his final moments, he handed me this belt. I did not know what it was for. And to be honest, I don't want it. But my people, the Eld people, deserve to know the truth.
The giants left us.
And they are not coming back. They seek to unmake this world. Your kin, your children, your friends, those you call ally, will be gone. And if you follow Haug, you'll be but a foot soldier in the end times.
See them kind of talking and murmuring together. The one you pointed leader goes,
And what do you suggest?
Join your brothers. Cloud, the frost, the earth, the hill. We are protectors. But let's protect something worthwhile. And not the past. These forges can stay lit. Just craft weapons and armor for your brothers.
Craft for the other clans? Has not been done since there was last a king.
Believe me, they are quite jealous.
You just hear kind of raucous laughter go across.
And so they should be.
I care not about this belt. It means nothing. And I have no desire to rule. But I would see Krigven side by side with Krigven at the end. As for Magnathor, I will kill him for his betrayal. And these are my companions.
You'll look across the group.
I'm going to choose right now to come off of my Tensor's transformation and see if my character just falls over flat in his face.
Yeah, okay,
I'm going to use this exact moment, dude. Let's see. 12. He falls straight down on the ground. I'm not feeling too hot. And he's going to just like face first.
He's fine.
Level 1 of exhaustion.
He's fine.
And Scold, we'll travel to the Kongstar. The Fire Clans will stand behind Skold, King of the Krigven.
And they all just start changing their chant, beating their chest. Scold! Scold! Scold!
As everyone is beating their chest and chanting, provided that the area is clear where the lava is, as soon as they start the chant, I'm going to subtly cast Wall of Fire so that it shoots up and looks like the lava is erupting.
You see kind of with the voices, they kind of almost see as a sign of it. You see the fire, the flames flicker around them, and they all just kind of beat loud after slamming their weapons into the ground. You can hear the clash of the armaments. The one you're pointed steps forward and says,
We'll make armor still. We'll open up even the greater forges, the giants' forges. We'll make the greatest armors we can. We'll arm every Krigven in the entirety of Fjordhelm, and further if we have to. The people stand behind you, Skull.
It's good to be home.
It's good to have you
No.
home.
I believe my friend here would need some ale.
Points to the face down locker.
Well, we'd yet to break open the stores of the giant cell, and if they're not coming back, why the fuck not? Boys! To the ale stores!
and you just see a group of them just cheer and kind of walk off towards where the giants keep all of their kind of supply. And the Fire Clans now follow Skold.
Yeah.
Who did I appoint as leader? What's his name?
Yeah, I want to ask his name.
Tell us everything about him.
Sure. You appointed Crag. Crag is probably one of the smaller ones there, but wears like a greater armor. You could tell, like, maybe it was the glint of his armor that kind of helped appeal to you, but you could tell that he was kind of very well designed, high on one shoulder that kind of comes up by his head, kind of builds this almost like spear-like jagged edge to it. He had a large spear himself with a spearhead that kind of twists and spirals with all these extra spikes. A pretty formidable forge man. One of the more unlikely ones. Troublesome, and he doesn't want to go into it. But that's where we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break. So go ahead and use the loo and whatnot, and we'll be back in 5 to explore the rest of this fire area. And well done on murdering him, Tomato. So good.
Dude.
Bro, that was
I'm always so nervous because like you break my fucking concentration, and the amount of shit that just goes wrong for me instantly when I do a Tensors play is so bad.
He only really had
the
one
long
thing.
rest king. I
As soon
used
as
like
Joe said
all my
1v1,
spell slots.
I was like, it's time for the people to see.
Yeah,
dude, that was a real homie right there.
It's time for the people to see. It's time for,
Although I did only find out after that I also was supposed to be applying proficiency to my Constitution saving throws, which I didn't. So I actually had like +10s to my con saves, not 7s or some shit.
Oh, that must suck for you.
Yeah, I'm
It
sorry.
really sucked for me. It really sucked.
All right, we'll take a 5-minute break. We'll go use the loo and whatnot, and we'll see you in a mo. Let me bring things up here. Bring you guys back around. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
I knew I made the right decision on not making a map for that 1v1.
Right.
It would have been a
I
2-round
was
map.
thinking it's gonna be like a
Cool map I
5v,
made,
like
guys.
a 7v7, like fucking Hell in a Cell kind of situation.
I was literally thinking like I could like reroll dice if he starts to lose, like use my passives and shit, and then I was just like, nah, I don't think there's any need to do anything. I'm just gonna watch.
No, that's okay.
I used every spell slot.
Yeah, you basically made him look super weak in front of everyone, so there's no rolls required.
Yeah,
afterwards.
that's the point. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get attacked again today. I can probably just fucking
Surprise!
use every spell slot. Yeah, if anything else happens, I'm fucked.
So, you'd find yourselves in the halls of... This music's a little bit depressing, I feel like. Oh, no, it's okay. This works. This is kind of very, like, halls music. You are in the Fire Clan's kind of forge rooms. Some of the Krigven have headed off to kind of get drinks and break open caskets to start celebrating. Others are continuing their work designing weapons, but there's a bit more of a less kind of traditional and kind of a sense of duty and more a sense of like an urgency. It's more like a want to do it. You can hear there's a lot more kind of raucous laughter and cheering because they're kind of seeing themselves get a bit of independence. You see several of them moving around and kind of building stuff together. Others start unlocking the Giants' halls. A greater doorway that kind of leads through this pathway is kind of lettered through the entirety of the actual kind of forge area and goes towards this great door. And you can see them kind of prying it open and pushing their way through, battering into the doors that were locked off long ago, before bashing through one of them eventually. Leaving it open. You see many Krigven start heading through there to go and light the forges and the greater forges where the fire giants once ruled. You guys are all in the lower portions.
And I go to Adelward and be like, there's lava everywhere. You didn't melt at all. You're totally fine.
I don't
See?
know. I think the lava's messing with my head all of a sudden now. I'm like really tired.
Like, well, I mean, you did just. Do you need help? I'm gonna like try to
I
help
don't
him.
know. Kind of like I was in the moment, you know, when I was there. And then,
Yeah, it was.
Can I tell by eyeballing him that he has a level of exhaustion?
I mean, yeah, he collapsed. Yeah, you saw him for sure.
I'm gonna walk up to him and sort of put my palm on him, do a greater restoration to remove a level of exhaustion.
Whoa, what the heck?
You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good now.
So you're not gonna melt.
My back again. Oh, man.
Totally fine. There's no melting at all. Look at, there's like no water anywhere. You're good.
Yeah.
Good
Anyways, Scold, thank you for the opportunity to really get some stuff out of my system. It's been
Yeah.
a bit.
I felt sorry for the other guy.
Yeah, what was his name again? I kind
I
of
don't
didn't remember.
Worm. That's a
or
terrible name.
ask.
They're starting to open up the fire giants' lairs now. If it's probably the best time we're gonna get to snoop around.
Snoop around. Oh, yeah.
Look for clues. Plus, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's go look for clues.
This way.
If we want to snoop, I do have invisibility.
I don't think we need to like snoop. I think we can just go in. Yeah.
Or just like walk in and do whatever we want. I don't think
You
anyone
guys-
would complain at us.
The fire clans pretty much serve you guys now. You won them over the 1v1.
Okay. Well then, let's get to it then.
Okay.
All right.
You head up.
Yeah. Scold.
Yep.
I was gonna say so. It would lead them to Krognar's
Okay. Yeah, you pass through the
chambers.
the giant halls. Stores vast and great, massive ceilings. You pass through several like private kind of forge areas and find the one which you are all too familiar with. where you stood outside many times, where you forged, brought various materials up to your giant, delivering various things for him to forge. You see the doors ahead of you. You would actually know how to enter them. You don't need to break through them. You would know his words. Giant tongue. This is somewhere where you not necessarily would have traveled much before. Occasionally maybe seeing the insides, but when he came to see you, he'd probably come to see you in the other forge areas or find a private spot elsewhere. He's very private about his quarters. And here you are now. Your fire giant's no closer to you, but you are where maybe all of his secrets lie.
All right. Let's turn this place over. See what we can find.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're like looking for stuff, I'm gonna take the time to cast Comprehend Languages on myself so I can actually understand the written texts here.
You'd open to the door. You'd find almost like a fire pit, almost like a fireplace, but it's built to be designed like a forge. Giant tools beside it. One's prongs that are as big as you. A hammer and an anvil as big as you. You'd have to climb up to it like it's a shelf. You also find his bed. A large stone bed to one corner where he would rest. It's like a small quarters as giants go. But on the side of his desk, you'd find various tablets. They're kind of pressed together. There's various other ones of like entries and tablets around of like study in metals and designs, drawings of various ways to design armors and be it anything for war to put on like kind of those mammoth creatures you would find out in Fjordhelm. They'd sometimes ride with them, so you'd see this kind of mammoth design for armor. You see designs to armor up Krigven and to armor up giants, different blade designs. But you'd also see a series of runes and tablets. Large ones, written up on the desk. The stool in front of it, you'd have to kind of climb up onto to get to the desk, but it seems almost like diary entries or notes. Alongside that, you'd also find an ingot. The ingot has the Ild rune carved onto it. But only subtly. And across the side of it, the shield rune, or the Scold rune, is on this ingot. The various tablets are named the Forge, the Seventh, the Shield, and the Calling. You get to choose which one you want to read and when. Some of these are long entries, but it's up to you guys.
Scold will be like translating out loud as he kind of like looks at them.
Which one do you want to check out first?
Will also be able to read them.
Okay.
Because I have Eyes of the Rune Keeper.
Yeah, you can pass them out and choose one to read each if you like. Because there's a lot of reading.
Take one.
Okay. Who wants to read what? You've got the Forge, the Seventh, the Shield, and the Calling.
I think Sam should choose who reads
Sam
what.
should choose first.
Because
Is the shield is the ingot?
There's an ingot which is the shield rune on it, but there's also a tablet next to it called the shield.
Skold would pick up the ingot and inspect it. And then pick up the tablet beside it and read from it.
Okay. I'll give you access to that one.
Well, while you're pulling that up, is like the ingot like visibly magical? Is it something that like Adelward could inspect with Todd?
Yeah, it has a glowing rune on it.
Information about. I guess while you're all reading, Adelward will use Todd to like get down to business with.
If you seem interested in it, Skold would like hand the ingot to you while he read.
Yeah, you'd activate Todd and start like complex Arcana.
Okay, I'll put it into your thing so you can see it. Sam, you should see the shield tablet appear.
Yes. For years, you have defended me. Not once can I remember being disturbed. You did your duty well, Scold.
He reads it. Upon reading his own name, he seems like alarmed.
If you are reading this, I am gone. The calling has come. I've had many Krigven serve alongside me since the time of your awakening. None have shown nearly as much promise. Your ability to connect the giant runes of old is a sure sign that your people's magic is returning. For you, I leave an ingot with the rune of your namesake sealed upon it. Your people are greater than what we used you for. You are evidence of that. I was honored to have you by my side, mighty Skull.
This is some strong stuff.
What is he?
This ingot.
Why would he know I would be here?
What did he mean by awakening? Like, is that what you call, like, when you're born? What is that? Like, he said,
you have no idea.
Since you're awakening?
What do the others say?
Who's reading what?
Hand the ingot back to Skold, having
deciphered it.
Pretty much looked it
I'll
inside and out.
What is that?
Sam's journal. Okay, you should see the ingot.
It's a wondrous item, the ingot of the Scold rune. Appears to be a simple ingot of iron ore, about a foot long and a few inches across. Inspection of its surface reveals the faint, slivery outline of the Scold rune. The ingot has the following properties, which work only while it's on your person. You have +1 bonus to AC. As a bonus action, choose a creature you can see within 30 feet, other than yourself. Until the end of your next turn, any damage that target takes is reduced to 1, but you take half the damage prevented this way. The damage you take can't be reduced in any way. Once you use this property, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
That's cool.
Shield Ward. You can transfer the ingot's magic to a non-magical item, a shield or two-handed melee weapon, by tracing the Scold rune there with your finger. The transfer takes 8 hours of work that requires the 2 items to be within 5 feet. At the end, the ingot will be destroyed and the rune appears in silver on the chosen item, which gains a benefit based on its form. If it's a shield, the shield is now a rare magic item that requires attunement. The magic gives you +1 bonus to AC, and the first time after each of your long rests, that damage reduces you to 0 hit points, you're instead reduced to 1. Weapon. The weapon is now an uncommon magic weapon and grants you +1 bonus AC while you are holding it.
So you can put this onto a magic item, if you like.
Okay.
Or you can save it for a magic item, if you like, as well.
Cool. That's awesome.
There are 3 more tablets, so whoever wants to read what? The Forged, the 7th, and the Cooler.
I'll read the 7th.
Okay. I'll put it into your journal.
Thank you.
You should see it now, I think.
Let me look. Yep. Okay.
This is the longest one, I think.
Ooh, yeah. All right. Spicy. For the longest time we have held guilt, a hidden truth that must be kept hidden, or so we are told by those who lead. Each time I see them, I feel pity and pain. During the Age of Giants, before the Ordning, we battled one another relentlessly. The storm giants capable of vast sums of magic and power, ruling over the seas from underwater fortresses or in clouds formed of rain and thunder. Fewer in number but greater than all our kin. Second, the cloud giants, with their cloud-top cities and devious natures, they weaved war as a tapestry, pitting giant against giant. Third, we fire giants. We who forged weapons unlike any other and battled with a burning rage. Fourth, the frost giants. Though frost and fire often fight for third, they were near enough our equals in battle, our oldest enemy and now longest friend. Fifth, the stone giants, strong in their own right, but more focused on poetry and art. Perhaps they could be higher in the ordning, if not for their reclusion. 6th, the Hill Giant. Most numerous, most stupid, easily manipulated, and easily conquered. That is where I would be told to stop, at 6. Yet, as I write here, there was a 7th. 7th, the Field Giant. The lowest in the ordning, but only because they were the only ones to often not care about the hierarchy of giants, focusing on their own goals. Smallest of our clans, they stood little taller than Goliaths, some growing to the size of hill giants. They had vast numbers and fought on united fronts. They could wither most weathers and explored every reach of the land. If they had been put to purpose, perhaps they could have been high in the ordning, despite their size. Under the rule of Belamos, they were soldiers of greater intelligence than hill giants. Many believed them to be his favorite, which is perhaps why Magnathor was so cruel to them. When Magnathor called himself king, declaring himself to be ruler of the giants, the field giants did not agree. He sought to punish them. He spoke to his hag witch and told her to procure an ancient curse from her world, a curse capable of turning a creature into a beast. Though she knew not what it was for, she did as she was asked. Magnathor unleashed it upon the field giants, and it spread through their kind brutally. Those who did not turn died from the disease. They were not capable of passing it on to anyone but others of their kind, and it did not take long until all traces of their people were lost to beasts. For years they were bipedal monsters that roamed the northern lands, a reminder of Magnathor's wrath. They lost all sense of civilization, all sense of honor. Their children came out as similar to them, and a new species of creature had then been created. Our first guilt was not stopping Magnathor or attempting to free these people when they were first cursed. Our second guilt came later, when the humans began venturing into our lands. We needed more who would fight alongside us, and so the smartest among us found a cure. Yet it did not cure their ferocity. They were something new. The only thing that needed curing was their mind. It freed them from the frenzy put upon them by our king, and they thanked us for it, served us for it, died for us. We hold this truth from them out of fear of their rebellion, but so often do I look upon his face and wish I could tell him. Perhaps we deserve to be overthrown by them, the 7th clan of giants, our capable Krigven, our shame.
That's a fucking banger, Joe.
Dang.
That was sick.
The awakening. That's what he meant.
The Krigven of the 7th clan of giants.
Let me see that.
He doesn't believe you. Reads
Yeah,
it
she'll
again.
get out of the way.
Also, I'll give it so you can see it as well. Total plus.
Thank you.
Scold just kind of rereads it again and again in silence.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do with this knowledge?
You have to. You don't have to. You should tell them.
How do you feel about this knowledge?
I did not need another reason to kill Magnathor, and yet
That's true.
one has found me.
I mean, it was written down because they wanted you guys to know, right?
At least your giant did. When the calling went out, did any of the fire giants take their Krigven? At all?
No.
I wonder if that's why, because Magnathor.
Magnathor knows what they are.
How big is the tablet?
Pretty sizable. Like, you could probably carry it. Like, he's clearly written it on small enough for you to carry. Like, it's designed for you to find. But it's still somewhat big, like it's quite chunky. You're gonna have to kind of carry it on your back, like a tombstone kind of size almost.
Yeah.
Because he's very big.
Should we?
What does the other one say?
You have the forge and the calling.
It's just the two of us that can read this.
I think Adderwood.
I technically can, but I think that Adelord, after inspecting the ingot, is probably looking around with Todd for
What else
magical
is there?
stuff, instead.
Go ahead and do
Seeing
it.
how strong that is.
Scold will just grab the next one then, because now he's like, what the shit?
Okay, I'll give you the forge. Alright, you should see the forge.
From the little I've studied, I've garnered great truths of the Forge. What we know from our history is that all the giants were split, at war. We did not care for the lesser people of the world and fought for control of this land. We, the Giants of Flame, held Volcaria. We were strong and capable smiths. But the relentless elements controlled by Storm, Frost, and Cloud were too much. Once they united, we were heading towards certain death. The Forge was the design of Hephaeus. He had the design for something capable of winning our war. He needed the scales of Zosamet, the great rainbow-scaled dragon that lived in the mountain range. It was Belamos that delivered the killing blow. With the Forge created, we chose our champions and conquered. The Forge also drained an immense amount of arcane from the world to power it. As our people ascended to divine beings, Eidos, the betrayer god, damaged the Forge during an ascension by stabbing it with a spearhead forged from the scale of Zosamet. One god remained behind, Belamos. In his avatar, he was said to be unkillable. The giants of the land knelt to him, and he ruled over as king during a dark hour for all beings. When he waged war on the Illithid, they were easily crushed. One, however, stood against him, drawing all of the magic from their once beautiful land into a giant beam, and fired it at Belamos. Though he survived long enough to destroy them, he was mortally wounded. Eventually, he collapsed into Krigven, and his soul finally ascended. Could the Forge be recreated? Would a dragon's scales be enough? For 3 centuries, magic dwindled in our lands, meaning the Forge must have been reactivated. Yet it was seemingly broken. It was said ascension took hours, not years. What purpose would anyone have to leave it on for so long? Do we really need more gods?
On the final tablet.
I can read it.
Okay. The short one. Alright, you should see it.
Yep. We bound our word to our king, half fire, half storm. He is the greatest of our kind, leader to all. We felt duty in serving him. Our bond was beyond words. We sealed runes into our oath. We pledged ourselves to follow him wherever he called us blindly. He led us against the dragons and defeated our enemies. Now his voice can be heard. He soon rises again. His call can already be felt. His strength returns. There is no entrance to Volcaria in Velreath, nor the rest of our world. The land is shut. That is why we must journey to other planes. We must seek his entrance. We blindly enter into the astral sea, not knowing where our journey takes us, nor the roads we take there. On the other side, our home awaits. We follow our king. We are bound by more than words.
Well, we know where they went.
Yeah.
So, even if they didn't want to go, they had to
Sounds like.
because they were
They're
bound.
calling.
Okay, well,
If we're lucky, they haven't found a way in yet, right?
If we're lucky.
yeah. All we have to do is just get to another plane, and then find
Easy.
entrance from that plane that we've never been to. It's gonna be fine.
I don't understand.
Well, right, that's what that said, right? You can't get to Volcaria from here.
So,
They
go through
so they
another
went to the
plane.
astral sea, but we were gonna go to the plane of souls anyway. Maybe there's an entrance there. That would be really helpful.
Would be.
Or well, I don't know. Scold, what do you want to do? Do you want to tell them?
No, I will take this one with us. It cannot be read. Not yet. For the rest,
Okay.
it doesn't matter if they read them.
Skold like looks around for something to cover the tablet with.
You'd find like cloth or leather and stuff that's kind of weave around.
Yeah.
Is it too big to go in the bag of holding?
No, I'd say it could probably go in there. It's probably just enough. It's 4 foot wide. You can kind of just slip it in. For you, Adderward, you can roll an investigation check if you like. See if you can find anything magical in here.
Sure. Skull would probably carry it. It's probably a bit too paranoid
is a
about
20.
the bag of holding.
Yeah, that's
Bag
fast.
man.
With the 20, you would discover that, like, if there were any magical items here, they were clearly taken. Like, there's a remnants of magic that still kind of remains behind, as if to suggest, like, it knew it was going, and it knew it was what it was taking with it.
Is there any broken, like old, broken, abandoned magical items?
I wouldn't say magical items, but you had to find schematics and designs maybe for, like, how to make kind of crafted items. You could
I'm
probably
only
take
asking because of that one Todd thing where I can repair broken magical stuff.
I see what you mean, yeah.
That's the only reason why.
Not necessarily anything right now. There is technically something you could repair. But not just, it's not found in here.
Something that we have.
Oh.
Somebody has something broken. Everybody check your inventory sheet.
Wait, what specifically are we?
A broken
for?
magic item.
So we have like
Somebody
something
has.
that's all busted, doesn't work, that you just
Oh,
haven't noticed yet?
I have something broken. Yeah. The Oh no, is it not in my magic list anymore? The shadow sword.
Oh, your buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Battleborn's walking around with Todd like a fucking metal detector. He's just making like fucking like. It's like just walking it towards one of you whoever's carrying broken magic crap.
Yeah, Fabio will take out the old shoot. Yeah, I don't think I have it in the list anymore, but
The Urn Blade, that was called.
the Urn Blade, yeah.
The Urn Blade. What is this thing?
It was like a it was like a sword, and I had a little shadow buddy that would pop out of the sword, and it was really cool, man, but it broke.
Could probably fix it. Give me like a day.
Give me like
Like a day. If you had to appraise that with a rarity, what would you say that's at? If you were like a pawnbroker and you're trying to.
Wait, he has a
Should find
history in
anything again.
fencing. She's gonna be like, hang on, let me take a look.
I know this isn't now really the time, but my thing's going wild. Todd's going wild right now.
I would say it's probably rare.
Yeah, it's like chump change. It's
Rare,
like
maybe
just
maybe
aims-
requiring some attunement, you know, that whatever
Yeah,
that
I'll
is
hang on
for
to
you.
that for now. Now we'll just take it
Right.
out of your hands. Next long rest, I can fix it.
So now we just go back to Kongstol, yeah? See if the stone clan's there, and then try to find
Well,
Cloud.
There's one more I want to check.
Okay. Here?
I don't know if it is here.
Okay.
Would there be any Krigven nearby if we're like leaving?
Yeah, as you step out into the hallway, you kind of see that a lot of them are journeying around, and some of the Krigven who serve their giants are breaking into their own giants' quarters, or like going in the same manner you did. So you see one pass by and he looks towards you.
Scold!
Was the fire giant Drohild here?
You in a chamber?
Do you know where?
It was at the far end. One of the furthest ones. Find it on. See, the rune that they had outside of it was the Hog rune.
Okay. There's some tablets in there.
He like shifts the one on his shoulder.
That will corroborate my events for anyone struggling to accept.
I'll get them.
Can I ask you a question? Says to Nameless Krigven.
Of course.
How long ago did the other one get here? Worm was his name? How long has he been here?
Week and a half. He was...
Did he arrive alone?
No. He
Yeah.
came with a human woman.
Does she look like this? I'm gonna minor illusion Gale.
No. She was darker skin, wore blue clothing.
Okay. A week and a half.
As you were, friend.
Thanks.
He turns and continues moving.
There's another giant's quarters I want to check out.
Scold will turn to the group.
All right, let's go.
The one who made this bell.
Is it gonna be easy for us to just walk into that one, or is this gonna be more of like a kicking the door down kind of deal?
You can probably kick the door down. Yeah. If you don't know his kind of entrance, it's essentially how they do a key. It's through like runic words.
I mean, I assume there would be like followers of Drohild that would be there to open it.
Yeah,
They could
you could
help us
probably
open it.
you could probably find one. Yeah.
Scold, what's giant for friend? I'm kidding. I wouldn't say that.
You'd be able to kind of find one and get into Drohid's room. Drohild. Sorry.
His friend.
Oh,
Ven's
okay,
friend.
nice, nice.
VENN.
Inside his quarters, which is it's nearly identical to the way that Prognar's quarters were, though it looks like the forge hasn't been turned on in many years. You wouldn't find any notes left there. You would find designs of the Krigmiti war belt. And any kind of like writing you'd find of runes would be mostly honoring his Krigven. You can see there's a kind of a general love that he had for his Krigven, much closer to any of these other Krigven he has. Designing armor for him, designing weapons. And you'd find that it's kind of like his room is much more abandoned because he moved over towards in the west. He moved towards Wolfguard.
There's nothing about the necklace that he forged?
Nothing that kind of is seemingly obvious. You'd probably find some designs of it that you could probably break down and slowly work on over time, but nothing like in terms of like writing and telling you what they do, because he was clearly quite secretive with it. So it's more just like drawings of it and stuff and schematics. But it looks like this place was abandoned a long time ago.
Okay.
I was hoping there would be something here about the necklace he used. But it's clear he left many years ago.
It was worth checking.
Do you think Magnathor can just kind of say whatever and like everyone within earshot, or everyone who gets the message is compelled to follow, or do you think it's like limited, like only a certain number?
I mean, they felt his call across the world.
Yeah.
I don't think it extends beyond the fire giants. Who knows?
Okay.
So, you stand in the halls of the giants. You've won over 3 of the clans. Or 4, technically now.
Mhm.
There's still 2 more. Is there anything else you want to do here before heading out?
Probably long rest.
Yeah, Adelwar could use a break.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Spend a night,
Especially if we have a safe place to rest here. We're not in like a super rush. I mean, we can sleep
Yeah.
on the road, technically. It's fine.
It's warm here.
Yeah, you have to
Toasty.
find easy, comfortable lodgings here. Food, plentiful. It is much warmer here than it is anywhere else you've been in the north. You'd each probably be able to get your own rooms if you want them as well. They've got plenty of lodging for it, and you can sleep in giants' quarters if you wanted. Otherwise, more comfortable locations. And you can easily rest up here for the night. It's not really a shopping place. It's constantly just Krigven walking around, working on forge work, designing new weapons, designing new armors, and
It's very
constantly sticking
communal.
forward. Yeah.
Like there's a giant fire pit with food, and people just take what they need.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
you want a long rest for the night? Or for
Yeah,
just for catching a breather?
at some point before we go to sleep, Fia would find Basil.
Hmm?
Can I talk to you?
Always.
So when you guys were at the kennel, and I got to and I was talking to Cadman a little bit before you guys got there, I was like, so Cadman, like, what's the deal? Now I've got like dragon blood, like what's right? And he was like, well, red dragons are pretty shitty. And I was like, well, I don't think I'm shitty.
You're
and
not.
he was like, thanks. He's like, well, do you think that you're selfish? Or do you think that you're better than everyone else?
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, well, I don't really think that I'm selfish, but definitely I'm smarter than a lot of other people.
I mean, you
And then he was
are.
like, that's what dragons think. And I was like, yeah, but so, will I like just become like, right, like my just, like the red ones are real shitty and nasty and mean. And he's like, whoa, it's not like for sure that that's gonna happen, but it could happen. Like if you find yourself like, you know, being selfish or being arrogant or just being really mean. And now I'm like, when we were in the Krothic hive, remember?
Yeah.
And Saphira was like, oh, it's a baby.
Yeah.
And we were like, that seems like not a good idea.
Yeah.
And she's like, but it's a baby. I killed it and nobody knew.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
I
like
mean, I think you ultimately did the right thing, right? I mean, those were no good.
would have been really bad. Like if we brought that back, like that would have been
Yeah.
very bad.
Why didn't you tell any of us?
Dude, I was not gonna say that in front of so like it was easier to just like let her think that like a
Right.
shitty
Something
horrid
bad happened
insect
to it.
baby like just died because it was right. Like I was not gonna be
Right.
like, also I killed it, right? Do you remember when we had the fight with Ramir and then I killed that lady and she was super mad at me?
Yes.
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna be like, also I killed a baby. It was a shitty baby.
I think you had good reason to kill it. Are you worried that you're selfish or exhibiting those traits that Cadman mentioned? Because, I mean, I don't think you need to worry about going down a path like that. I think the fact that you're worried about it, it all says a lot about, you know, who you are.
Do you know that
as a
I showed
person.
Marta her own death?
I didn't know that. Why did you do that? Let's talk about it.
Sucked.
Okay.
She sucked so much. She's so horrible. Like, my
Right.
whole childhood, she's terrible, and she just was always better than me at things, and she always bullied me, and she was so shitty and so mean all the time. And like, I watched her melt, and it felt pretty great. And I was so angry, and I had been so worried that she would try to like kill my father who I just found, or like, I don't know. And then my mom always says like, you should never have loose ends, which was super poetic because I was Marta's loose end. She thought that I was, and then so I just did it. And it felt really great. And I still sort of don't feel that bad about it.
Fia, I think all that you can do is, you know, live by a code and a set of morals that you feel is right for you. And I mean, obviously, your set of morals may be a little bit different from mine. I don't know if I would show someone their death, no matter how angry I was at them, but
I feel like I probably won't do that again. It seems like maybe, like if I take a step back, it seems like that was probably a step too far.
maybe sometimes you just need to breathe before doing stuff like that. Like, just take a moment and reassess. You're a very fiery person, you know, in multiple ways. And it's not a bad thing, genuinely. I wish I could be as bold and fiery as you sometimes, but I do think sometimes it's okay to take a moment to assess and you know, contemplate. That being said, I mean, I don't think you're selfish. I think you have a set of rules you follow based on how you grew up and how you were raised, and you're looking to protect yourself and survive. You know?
Can you just like, it's not your responsibility, but like, if I start getting like super
Bad.
shitty, just please tell me.
I'll tell you. I will. Definitely. Me too, if I start getting...
You're not even like
I mean-
mildly shitty ever.
Yeah,
I
but...
mean, like, you're never even
Yeah.
like accidentally rude. Or just like,
I mean... I feel like I could have done some pretty bad stuff when Elmo died. I've never felt that way before. I
I'm
don't
really
know.
glad he's okay.
Me too.
We're definitely still gonna kill you. I mean, I know I just said I should probably take a step back, but also we're definitely
No,
gonna
but
kill
that
her.
one feels justified.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you there. Or at least, you know, have a stern talking to and really figure out what the hell she's doing. No, never mind. I think killing is okay. She killed Elmo. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
maybe I need to let some of that anger back in my heart just a little bit.
she sucks a lot. Like, I mean, I'm glad for Elmo, obviously, that he's, but I'm glad for you too, because
Thanks. Sometimes I worry though, like all these people we perceive as bad, what if they're just like you or me, but just went down a really wrong path and have been hurt like a ton, and this is their way of kind of getting back at the world? What if they have a very like fuck everything mentality, you know? I just sometimes, I don't know. I,
feel
don't
like
always
that's
know
what,
if yeah.
that's what Cadman said, right, about Yule, and like he was like, "Oh, and Mythos would be sad, like if you killed her." Like, like,
Yeah.
I feel like she made a lot of bad choices, though. Like, I've made like a handful of bad choices, but she just like makes bad choice after bad choice.
Do you think people
what if-
like that can't have a redemption? Like they'll never come back from that? Do you think there's no good in Yule at all? I mean, she killed someone very important to me, and I'm still willing to try to understand where she's coming from.
I feel like sometimes I don't know if we can understand it on that level, right? Like they've been alive for so long.
That's true.
So long. And like I wonder if things just kind of wear you down after a certain point, or I wonder like what if you do something and it feels so bad that you feel like you can't come back from it, even though other people would
let you
welcome you back. And what
Yeah.
if, I don't know, maybe Cadwin was right and we should try to not kill her.
Let's think about it some more, but
I'm still kind of on side kill right now, though.
it's hard not to be. I hate to say that, but well, let's at least promise each other that we'll never let each other go down a bad path that we feel like we can't come back from, and we'll look out for each other in that way, yeah?
I promise.
Promise.
All right. Thank you. I give him a
Of
hug.
course. Hug.
You wouldn't need to sleep, by the way, right now. You could. Long rest doesn't necessarily mean sleep. You guys could just be like, just resting for a long time.
Chilling.
Well, Adelward is gonna make a tiny hut and, regardless, try to fix this sword in complete sensory. Just split off.
Sensory
from everyone
deprivation
trying to
hut.
fucking-
just gonna say.
He enters his sensory
That's
deprivation
funny.
dome and begins his dark work on the sword
Yeah,
that was broken.
using Todd. Okay. Okay. What were my rolls like? Was it a roll, or was it just you just consume?
It is. We consume a variety of gems equal to the cost to rarity thing. So if it's a rare sword, 250 gold's worth.
Okay. Yeah, you'd be able to restore the magic, weaving the gems through Todd into the Urn Blade and fix up Fabia's sword. You see this kind of almost
Shadow
darkness
Bunny's
come to it,
back.
where the magic goes in, and you just suddenly hear this like whispering as a shadow kind of reappears in the item, and you get the kind of properties of the item. It's a scimitar, where she can basically summon a shadow and do some necrotic damage. So you get the idea that this was kind of a darker sword she used, but
What the hell is
I fixed. Oh.
Who are these people?
is this?
but
So
yeah,
I'm
it's
just sitting
restored.
there with it in its. Oh, that's that then. It'll drop the dome. Walk up to Fabi, just clumsily drop it in front of her, and be like, "Fixed it."
Oh, hey. Thank you. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks, bud. Put it away.
You see the familiar shadow hand kind of come out of it and close the lid. Fabia, restoring it backwards.
Oh, he's back, my boy. She'll hug it.
You feel its cold embrace. You guys are long resting by the fires, kind of rest. You can get a little nap in. You can kind of get rest in. You've obviously slept only like a few hours ago, so yeah, you'd finish the long rest there in the Flyer Clans area. Where would you like to head to?
Looks to Scold.
Yeah, where the hell?
Where we
going?
going?
He's muted.
He doesn't know.
We should probably head back to Kongstone. They're kind of all over the place. Easy to find our bearings that way.
All
Gotta
right.
check in on Almo. Make sure you
Think
didn't get
got
eaten.
yet?
Yeah.
Hey, just checking to see if you're still alive. No reason. Everything's fine.
Okay, you gonna head back to Kongstal?
Yeah.
Let's saddle our crab mounts.
Yeah, you can go out.
Oh
And...
yeah. Can I talk to my crab mount on the ride?
This is
You can. You're gonna
Just
cast...
a brief conversation.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Basil, ask them all their names.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Just like, fuck you.
Such asshole. Yeah, you can cast Speak with Beast on it.
How's that sound?
Oh my god, your voice is like exactly what I thought it would sound like.
So if I see Basil doing this, can Adeline also cast comprehend languages? Try to understand what the fuck the two
Good question, actually. I don't know if...
How does that work with speak with animals?
For the
I'm not
duration, you
sure.
understand the literal meaning of any spoken language you hear. I wouldn't be able to participate, but if they're both speaking like
listen.
sounds, I think maybe I can understand the exchange between the two of them.
That's funny.
Let me think. Yeah, do you know what? I would say you wouldn't be able to speak them, but you can kind of understand it.
Yeah, I just want to try to.
He just wants to listen. He wants to eavesdrop.
Well, because you sound like an insane person, right?
Yeah, that's usually the case with Basil.
Making crab sounds.
Yeah, it goes...
Yes, what does that sound like?
Oh, wow. I just want to make sure you're comfy, like you're good, you're well fed. How you feeling?
Hungry.
Are you hungry?
Nice.
Do I have some food? Can I just like toss him down some stuff? I
Yeah.
don't know what he eats. You already told us
Eat
what they eat,
anything,
but
right?
Basil would
Yeah.
just like toss food.
You just
Yeah.
see one of the claws pins come out and grab whatever you throw down to. What are you throwing down to him? Actual food or just random things?
Food. I feel like actual food. Basil
Open
would.
the-
My
you can open
rations.
the bento box and give him one of those
Yeah.
breakfasts we saved.
Yeah. Toss him a little breakfast.
You just think...
Oh my god.
You just hear that...
Do you have a name?
No?
Do you like what you do? Crawling around and stuff. Is it fun?
Yes, I crawl around to survive.
Oh. Okay.
I get
And-
fed.
Yeah. That's good.
Basil, did you just
comfy-
feed that our food? They eat rocks.
Basil is talking to the crabs right now.
He just threw.
Uh,
I don't want
our
to
food at it.
on them, but they've
I
been
don't-
talking
I
to
know
the
it's
crabs.
box, so it's fine.
It's he was hungry. He said Timothy said he was hungry and I didn't.
They eat rocks. Look around us.
Eat rocks.
I know, but what if he
Scissor
likes
goes
this
past one.
better? I'm gonna ask him if he liked
Wait, does he have
what
a
I
name?
gave him better than rocks. He doesn't have a name, apparently.
Shit, that's
Ah,
really sad.
we don't taste.
They said they don't
He
taste.
said it was really
They
good.
said they don't taste.
He said it was the best thing
I've been
he's
listening the
ever
whole
had.
time. I can
He
hear animals
said it
talk.
was
I always
so
have.
good. Can I roll a deception against Adeline?
Yeah, for sure.
I just have to
Come on.
versus Adam's persuasion.
No. Like versus Adalbert's persuasion. Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's a
15.
low roll for Basil.
That is a
Really
low.
low.
roll.
For
Why would Basil lie there?
Basil would have no reason to lie about that.
Okay.
Yeah. He said he really liked
As long as it was from the
song.
bento box, then that's fine.
I'm glad I did it.
You just keep fucking throwing swings at me, Bard. Every day, pushing me.
I don't want to be your enemy, Adelward. I think you're great.
Tell them all they don't like. They don't taste food. Tell them the truth.
Anyways.
Hey, here's the thought. We've now met a Lago Krigven and we've met a Dragon Krigven. So when are we gonna meet A Lokovat.
Adelward starts to talk a little bit.
Fabio will
He's
wink at
completely distracted now.
Do you think a Lokovat Krigven would have like a beak or a snout?
Whoa.
What if I could cast a tiny hut on just my head?
I think if you could just if you could just imagine Adelward with some like cute fuzzy bear ears.
Adelward starts trying.
I'm gonna minor illusion behind him.
Tiny hut, just a head, just a dome over his head for the rest of the
Let me
trip.
think. Let me look at Tiny Hut for a second. Maybe.
I'm gonna minor
Is it always
illusion
the same
bear
size?
ears.
Yes.
It's always the same size.
Maybe
You
it would look like this.
need to drive through it again. Okay.
Try.
Look, Adelward, I'm just trying to save you the displeasure of being like shocked by it when we finally meet one, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Got a good point.
that's got to be infinitely
Cool.
worse than, you know, imagining it and vomiting in your mouth a
Now,
little
now
bit
it's
ahead
gonna
of
be in my
time.
head all the time beforehand. I'm gonna be thinking about all the different variables when it could have just been one really quick, removal of the band-aid kind of thing. Now I gotta
Sure.
think about it all the time.
Yeah, but now you're prepared. That's way better.
No, I don't think I'll be prepared anyways. I think it's still
Skold,
there.
I thought Krigven
Maybe
was
this is
kinda,
the
like,
true way
insular.
to like
Huh?
go for peace.
Well, I just
Oh.
Oh my god.
that's true. I thought the Krigven
know?
were kind of insular, but like there's like Lago
They get
Krigven
around.
and Dragon Krigven. Like
Yeah.
you guys you get out there, huh?
I wonder how like that works, because remember when Scold was like our mating is like we fight.
Yeah.
I
I
was
can't
fucking
imagine
with
a Lagos and a Krigven fighting.
You were.
You
I
actually
can.
thought that was real.
What have
Wait,
you
what?
been telling them?
Yeah, I don't know. We had just met you. That was like one of the first things you told
Scold,
us.
you lied to me.
You are so dense.
I just
Scold,
can't believe you would
does
lie
that mean
about
you, like,
something
go-
so important.
Do you,
Yeah,
like,
who
go
would
on
lie about things?
towers?
Like, why would people lie between the group like that about such important things?
Basil just turns bright red and goes silent.
Adelward starts casting creation to make a lead dome to put over his head so it doesn't listen to this anymore.
just so hatted Adelward going past. Complete silence. You hear that's like the murmur.
I get 9 feet away and then prestidigitate inside the dome. Welcome back, Krigven. It's all he hears.
Oh my god. Wait, so Skold, how does it really work then? We have
How
time
does
on the
what
walk. I
work?
want you to tell me.
The birds and the bees? Aren't you in a relationship?
No, I'm not coming on to you. I mean, like between your people.
It's been hours. The creation
No, I
falls
meant,
off. Adelward's
shouldn't you
catching
know
this
the
dome.
answer because you're in a relationship?
No, but like, is it different between?
Is what different?
No,
Like,
I'm
were you
not asking for that. Like the dating process.
Yeah, do you have like
This has
different
been
customs?
it's still happening.
Like, what kind of gifts do you give? Because I noticed in that last
That's
time we
still
were
talking.
in.
How long
I'm
have I
gonna
been
keep
in the
talking.
dome? The magic
last
wore
time we
off.
were
How long
in-
has it been?
They told us that like good gifts would be like our blood and like a vial of my blood the last time we were in. So
yeah.
I wondered if Krigven had traditions like that. Like, is that considered romantic if you gave like one of your teeth to like your mate? Or
I
something?
was fucking with you. Everyone's different. What is this?
This is wild. This is.
I'm just
awful.
trying to get to
I don't know.
my
Mostly in
group.
Pennytown, people just get drunk and then have sex. That's how it works there. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not far off.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Sorry, I mean, the last 6 months have been a lie, so I'm just kind of trying to get my head around that. I just thought you guys would like wrestle and like that's how you impress one another.
It's been an entertaining 6 months. I've had a good time.
I bet some lady Krigven would really like that spa robe that you have, Skold.
What was that?
Like as a maiden gift.
What?
Over.
Did you
His
keep that?
spa robe.
Yeah, we put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah,
we
we
walked
did.
out and then we grabbed it.
what
You
you're
got a
talking
spa
about.
robe? Scold, what's this about? You got to spa us now?
I'm riding ahead.
Oh my god.
The irony
You
of it
take
is
him for
that
a spa guy.
The other crab mounts follow the leader, so they would rush to keep up with him anyway.
Oh my
Every
god.
time he gets ahead, we just catch right up.
That's fucking funny.
You have a pretty clear ride back to Kongstel. No dangers. The weather doesn't kind of stress you out too much.
Conversations are very stressful, though.
Yeah.
We're all like so tense. The weather's nice. What's going on? Nothing. Everything's fine.
Everyone gets a level of exhaustion. It's like processing all this.
You finally ride back at Kongstel. Evening again this time now. You've just kind of traveled throughout the day. The mount's going to get there. The Krigven outside help take the mount, take to the stable to be fed and rest. But you'd arrive back into Kongstel where the Frost clans have kind of settled in a little bit as well. Some of the Hill clans are also starting to arrive. And the old hollowed out rooms are kind of starting to be filled. You can see the colder sections of the kind of make-like city actually starting to become pretty occupied. The Elder would come down to kind of greet you when he hears that you're on your way. And he comes across you, Scold, looks at you.
The Fire Clans messaged us. They stand by you, Skold.
Yes.
You were gone.
Just a small
day.
trial by combat with a lock event.
See how much you get done in a day.
Well, Frost's condition was they would join if fire joins.
They've joined. They've pledged.
Good. Good. And the elders, have they arrived?
The Stone Clan said they have lost many of their kind. We're trying to put together some warriors to head down there. They're dealing with some troubles in their mountains.
Sounds like the perfect opportunity.
Should we send some soldiers?
No. We'll go.
They're in the south in the fields. The Cloud,
Okay.
we can't contact. We sent one Krigven up there, but they haven't come back yet.
Elder, there's something I must show you.
What is it?
Wait here.
He'll go out to the crab and fetch the large stone object.
When you get, you see one of the crab's mouth is trying to like reach out to it to try and bite it, and you stop him from getting to it.
Yeah, he would grab the tablet and haul it into the elders, I guess, meeting room where we are.
Yeah, they kind of gather more in there as well. A few more of them in their robes come around.
What is it?
Well, knowledge. Krognar left me some messages. And whilst I appreciate his honesty, this one was particularly shocking. I don't think I should share it with everyone. But you are the oldest and wisest of us. So I beg your counsel.
He will
Read it.
lift the cloth from the tablet.
See, they kind of scan it together. Their faces full of shock, and then they go through it once, then twice. Or sitting back.
Ah. Field giants.
I prefer Krigven. More of a ring.
As do I.
But I do not know if I should tell those who are here or wait or use it.
Does it change your mind?
No. What's done is done.
If you think it might change others, though, you think that a lie might hold them back. Many will feel hard done by.
Yes.
But many others will see purpose now.
It's not my aim to send our people to war against the fire giants. Simply to unite them peacefully. I'm worried about what this information might do otherwise.
They will follow your word. Besides, there is something clear in this text. When it mentions our children coming out as we do. A new species. We are not field giants anymore. We
No.
are Krigven. It changes nothing.
As I said before, it just gives me another reason to kill Magnathor.
It does.
But I entrust this to your care, as the keepers of history.
You've shown us something that I've studied our history for 70 years. And yet, I thought it began in our awakening. Thank you, Skold. King,
Don't call me that.
as you wish.
Right. South then, yeah?
South.
Scott will come back out to the group at the crabs.
We're, they've asked us to go south.
All right.
The Earth tribe is having some trouble. They need help.
And what about the, there's one more after that, right?
Cloud. Yeah,
Where are they supposed to be?
In the peaks.
they're pretty hard to get to.
Yeah, top end of the kill.
The peaks. Where the wind bites and the air is thin. We'll go there last. But, let's rest. And then we'll leave. I figured you'd want to see,
He kind of gestures to Basil.
Thanks, Scold. That was really thoughtful.
I hope they're not eaten yet.
That was not
Dead.
very thoughtful.
Skold laughs and goes off to get rations.
You gonna find ammo?
Yeah.
You'd find him over in like kind of a more taverny area, and he's playing a song, and you can see it's kind of quite fast paced, and he's completely settled in. Everyone's kind of beating their feet to his song, and it's kind of a song where he's like, and the dragon it came, the dragon it came, the dragon it came, the dragon it came, and we set forth. The dragon it came, and you can hear him all just kind of chant with it. And then he ends with just a strum of his lute and bows, and you just see them cheering and slamming their ales on the table, and he goes, tips are welcome, of course. Yeah, tips are welcome. No meat this time, though, okay? Don't need too much. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you.
Oh my god.
And he gets off, sees you, walks over. Basil,
I see you've made yourself at home.
they're great. They're full of
Good.
stories, every single one of them. And it
Yeah.
turns out they don't really eat us.
That's good. I hoped they were joking about that.
I mean, I'm glad they are. How was it?
It was good. Adelward kicked some major ass. That was pretty cool to see. And we found out a lot of really crazy stuff. But we're going south next.
The stone giants, is that right?
Yeah.
Always on your feet.
You too. Look at you. Thriving.
Us bards. Home in every shelter.
That's right. You taught me that fairly early on. But
surpassed
we're
me.
probably He just like blushes. We're probably gonna make camp for the night. If you'd like to come spend time with all of us, obviously you're more than welcome to. Obviously, if you're comfortable here, that's fine as well.
I'll come with you.
Cool. I head back to the group.
As he's heading back, he looks at you and says, "When we first met, you spoke a little of your family. You managed to tell them about your stories yet?"
It shames me to say I haven't. I've actually been a bit avoidant in reaching out to them. It fills me with guilt because I can't imagine how worried they are. But now it's almost like it's been so long, I feel weird. Like it doesn't feel natural to reach out.
Whatever feels more comfortable for you. I'm sure they care.
Yeah. We didn't leave on the best of terms. But yeah, it's something I need to think about for sure. Because we're probably actually going to head in that direction after this. Sometime after this. So, yeah.
Well, your other family's here, at least.
Definitely. It's great comfort having that.
You can tell how much you all care for each other.
We get by.
More than that. Well,
Yeah, it is something special.
let's go keep the spirits high.
Sounds good. I'd love to play with you. You know? Just like
Anytime.
old times.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Emma heads back with you.
Perfect.
Before you rest for the night, you'd see Almo and Basil playing various songs together, ones which they've kind of practiced together. It's very much like Pippin and Merry in their kind of, playing
Oh,
to the
yeah.
fully rehearsed on the road songs. And your group rests in Kongstar, having 4 of the giant clans, all serving Scold, all vowing to Scold. Only 2 more to go before Scold becomes king under the mountain. And that is where we shall end tonight's episode of Godforged.
Yay!
Nice.
Good time.
Well, thanks everyone for playing as per usual.
Well,
And we got to deep dive into some of the backstory for the Krigven, which is awesome.
Crazy.
Yo, such good reveals on this tablet.
Oh, yeah, great reading about you
God.
guys, though. That was like,
The
Yeah.
time ago was amazing.
That was good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've been like sat on that one for ages, like, I hope Sam likes this idea. Because
I
it was
think it's super cool.
a big
Very
old twist.
cool.
Awesome.
Very, very, very cool.
Well, it's everyone's favorite part, the shout outs, and then we'll go ahead and finish. Let's start with the person who loves it the absolute most. Dodger.
now we're all gonna be so confused.
I got whiplash now.
You're just
dude.
gonna call out random people this time, huh?
I hate it.
Oh my god. Okay, good, fine, yeah, excellent. Hi, I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on absolutely everything because I have unified branding and I drink a lot of coffee and I talk
Damn.
about life and then I play a game and that's mostly it. Shout out to this crazy storm in the UK. It's fucking windy out here, so I hope everybody.
I saw that meme.
I hope everybody stays safe. XOXO.
Awesome. All right, we're going to move it over to the person who doesn't really shout at their channel, Old Lady Gamer.
Hey, that's me. I'm OLG.
What's happening?
I don't really shout out my channel because I think I stream once every couple months, and then I spend 4 hours going through 15 minutes of a game because I talk so much shit about it. Shout out to my dog Saffron, who apparently was super excited for Krigven lore today because she kept just staring at me adoringly, like, I can hear it through your headphones. What's going on? So yeah, shout out to my dog and everybody else. That's it.
Sweet. We're going to move over to the person who's known for their cursed gameplay, Bree.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello, I'm Bree Bun. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing the New Horizon game probably tomorrow. Yeah. I'm really bad at video games, so that's super cursed. Also, last stream I talked about how Kirby is all-consuming and wants to consume everything, and mouthful mode is one of the scariest things in the world. So, if you like discussions like that, check out my stream.
Cool.
Okay, we're going to move on to the person that taught us all about 1v1s today. Sam.
I hate this.
There were a lot of people think there were 6 people in this call, but there were actually 7. And the 7th one was afflicted with a terrible curse. And that's tomorrow.
Nice. Nice.
Nice, nice, nice.
What? Let's hear it, Tomato.
Oh, is it my
He's
turn?
saying it.
Oh,
Sam
fuck.
passed the torch.
Passed it to me.
Just say a random name and get the
I'm
fuck
trying to
out.
see if I can reach my Ethernet cord to rip it out. Hang on, let me see. Yeah.
Shane,
Oh, fuck.
Shane, you finish the day off.
Hey guys, I'll do a real shout out. Hey, I'm Shane Hawk.
All the cameras.
Hey, Shane.
Yeah, they're all fucked up now.
Broke my whole stream.
Either this Wednesday at midnight or Thursday, I'm gonna be marathoning Elden Ring because God, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for that game, and I'm not gonna stop until I beat it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hold on. I'll get the son of a bitch.
I leaned over
Uh,
because it's this side of my cam.
there we go. I'll just stick this on the screen from now. It could be scuffed. Yeah. Elden Ring comes up this Friday. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for playing. Thanks for coming out to episode 78. We'll be back next week. You can find me on Joe Fudge. I'll be playing Elden Ring at the end of the week. I don't really know what I'm playing this week, but I do look at homebrews every Tuesday, so come and by if you want to see more homebrew stuff. There's a Godforged Discord if you want to post any of your fan art and whatnot.
There is?
Yep, you can do ! Godforged. You can check out all the cast at ! Cast, and you can also see behind the scenes stuff if you do ! Patreon and sign up to that. Otherwise, we'll see you all next week to see if Scold can convince 2 more clans to join his kingship. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.